Yeah, literally like just peasant life, pleb life.
Fucking get to it already, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Give it a try. Maybe your photos will look like they weren't taken on a potato.
Oh my god! I bet you everybody else can agree out there. If you see green with your text messages, you know you're texting a fucking peasant. Might as well just use the fucking messenger
Listen,
pigeon.
there's nothing
you know?
wrong with peasants. All right, peasants make the world go around.
Yeah, well, just use your fucking
Silence,
little.
pleb.
Just use your little messenger pigeon
I am
to
not
fucking
a
send your
pleb.
fucking text
Carrier
messages.
pigeon.
Yep.
Carrier
Carrier
pigeon,
pigeon,
exactly.
you got
That's what you got, Shelby. A little carrier
Listen,
pigeon.
we have an appreciation for history then. You know?
Yeah, well, we're moving
What's
forward.
history?
Okay?
Apple created the first smartphone, as you know it.
Ooh, shots fired. Welcome, guys.
standing
Did you
on
know
the,
that all iPhones use Samsung parts though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh
why
god,
don't
we
you
already
just
started
standing on the
debate.
phone with,
All right, guys,
shoulders
welcome,
and
welcome,
hands.
welcome to the 860 show. My name is Brendan. This is my boy Connor. We're both co-hosts here, and we have Tyler Connelly, my friend, and Shelby Akers, my sister here, and they both decided they want to do a show with us. So I really appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Of course,
thank you.
of course.
Thank you for having me, Brendan.
Yeah. You're most certainly welcome, Connor. So Connor and I both don't know. I know my sister, and obviously Connor knows my sister certainly, but we don't know much about Tyler. So Tyler, tell us about yourself, man. Let's hear it.
Well, Shelby and I met over a decade ago.
Okay.
Rescued her from the Ram parking lot. Her car died.
It was veterans parking lot. Just
Veterans,
Was
good
it?
old veterans.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
That's a distinction without a difference.
Keep talking.
But yeah, we kicked off a friendship. I don't exactly remember what foot we started off on as far as talking, but here we are, over a decade later.
Hell yeah, man. It's
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
2020.
God help us.
June
We've had some
6th.
times.
We've had a lot of times.
June 6th. Hell yeah, man. What do you do for a living exactly now?
I work for Spectrum.
Okay.
Business and enterprise tech.
And they worldwide. That is a locally, obviously, because they're my cable provider.
Yeah, that
so
is okay. We are the
they
second
nation-
biggest cable company in the country.
Really?
Yep.
Spectrum's that big?
Yep.
Was it
um,
Comcast is number one?
Comcast is number one. So we when I joined, it was charter.
Right.
Just like small town charter. We
Right,
had,
right.
A few states across the nation, but it had been wildly successful. Huge rainy day fund. Time Warner Cable was kind of had been phoning it in for a while, and we bought them in a $99 billion acquisition deal.
Mm-hmm.
So Charter acquired Time Warner and Bright House Networks, which actually owns a lot of Florida and the entire state of Hawaii.
That's a big company, man.
Yeah, so we rebranded ourselves Spectrum, kind of the way Comcast did themselves into Xfinity, and
Gotcha.
so we operate in 38 states, and there are probably a lot of people out there who know what Spectrum is and hate us because we're a cable company.
There might be some people who like them too, man. Maybe. Do you like working for them?
I love working for them.
Okay.
We have great benefits. I have a huge degree of autonomy in my job. Get to go different places every day. I get out of bed most of the time excited about what I get to tackle that day because I do a lot of problem solving.
Nice.
Keeps me on my feet. And
You were you were an engineering major, math and
Yep,
engineering,
I went
computer
to,
science, right?
Yeah, CSE.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice, man.
And that's actually
Wicked smart.
we're about to graduate this year with a applied sciences degree in RF networking and engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So my end goal in the company is, because they've been sponsoring my degree,
Yeah.
is to transition to the field engineering department.
Okay.
And be able to still do the same thing I do, go out every day, have a different work environment, but be experiencing that from an engineering perspective. So
Okay. Gotcha.
creating the system that I've been working on for the past half a decade.
Oh, good for you,
Yep.
man. Finally get the ground running
Yeah.
at that point, you know,
Yep.
once the education. Where do you go again?
I'm going to Arapahoe Community College online right now. And,
Okay.
my degree will be from Trident University,
Okay.
but I started at UConn.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
That's
cool.
where a lot of my credits came in from.
Oh yeah, Yukon Huskies.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Shelby, talk about yourself now. Huh? What about you? Introduce yourself. Come on.
That look?
Come on. Introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Shelby. I'm Brendan's sister, older sister. Distinction, not super important. Let's see. Yeah, I'm always lived in Connecticut. I don't know. I mean, what I do for work, I work in sales and customer service for a company, Hartford Electric Supply, out of Rocky Hill.
Cool.
So they're an automation, engineering, and electrical industrial supplier. They supply big corporations like Pratt & Whitney. They supply anything from wires, all the way down to like little push buttons that you might need to high complex motors and drives, and we deal.
No,
with,
you got a blabbermouth.
Yeah.
Does that apply? Do you apply your blabbermouth into the job? She was a communications major. We both went to Eastern Connecticut.
Yeah, I went to
University.
Eastern. Sometimes it's tough though. Learning. I mean, I didn't go to Eastern for technical or any sort of electrical engineering. So sometimes learning those kind of technical, the terminology is sometimes a little bit above my head. But
you like it there?
I do. I love it there. Again, like Tyler, great benefits, good company.
What do you like more, the people you work with or the job itself?
Definitely the people I work with. I think the people make the job, because I mean, you can be working in a slop shop, but if you have like great people.
What about you, Tyler? What do you like more?
I find an occasion to say this on probably a monthly basis, but 90% of 90% of the enjoyment I get from my job is the people I work with.
Yes.
And the leadership that I work with.
Nice. Oh, okay. So you don't have like an
over the
asshole
job
for
itself.
about,
Absolutely.
That's a
Yep.
huge benefit.
Huge.
That's a huge asset. Definitely, man. You got an asshole boss that you're already figuring out ways to get out, or get them fired, or get yourself, out of there as fucking soon as you can. I work in the restaurant industry, so people come and go. You got some pretty loyal people, but it's a completely different kind of environment. It's not like set in stone, whereas like you guys have the benefits and stuff. Obviously, I can get health and dental insurance if I really want to through my restaurant. Work at Plan B in Glastonbury, but that's pretty much all I get. At the end of the day, if I'm sick, I don't get paid, so it is what it is. It's stressful, but I like it. At the end of the day, it's a good hard day's work sometimes. You know that, right? You worked in the restaurant industry for a little bit, right?
You got the people that you commiserate with. Your feet
Definitely,
hurt,
certainly,
but it's definitely like a good camaraderie that you build.
Yeah, and you meet some good people, all walks of life and stuff like that.
You meet some great people. You learn how to think quick on your feet.
Yeah, that's one thing. Multitasking. I'm so good at multitasking.
Yeah.
You don't know how much two hands can actually carry once you start serving. It's ridiculous, man. Like just putting stuff away and just like, okay, just carry all this and this and this. And it's like, I'm gonna make one. You bring up like the whole shopping mentality of like after you come back from the grocery store and stuff, just put that on crack, and then you know how to do almost anything with your fucking just two hands.
Yeah.
Like just for small convenience kind of stuff. But anyways,
what are you saying, Brian?
Oh man, it works and benefits.
Are you making fun of me, Brian?
You know exactly what. So if you guys actually might not see, you guys might actually see, he actually only has one. He has a prosthetic. Come on, you tell him, man. He's got a prosthetic. Yeah, exactly. Take your fucking arm off, man. Pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty cool, guys. Got a fucking airbrush by our tattoo artist.
Yes,
and stuff,
That is super
Josh.
Yeah.
Josh.
So Josh. Shout out to Josh. Works at Pelican in Hartford.
No, now he's working at
Yeah, he's landscaping.
He's doing landscaping, right?
Yeah, he's landscaping. So he's getting by.
Connor, can you go over the process of tattooing a prosthetic? Is it like almost like an airbrush, or how would you?
Yeah,
how do you do it?
Josh did. Well, actually, Josh used a can of like sealant, which we should have went to car detailing or something. Got like a good sealant because it's like chipping a little bit, but so we just used he used a can of it, but he just airbrushed it. Didn't I was actually sitting right there for the most of it when he did it. It's like an hour and 30
So it's
minutes,
actual paint, not like
it's actual just airbrush paint.
scrimshaw or
So did he do a stencil on that prosthetic?
No, he fucking
Or
just
did he-
went right into it. Just no, and it just freehand. Josh is amazing.
You know what I think would be
Does
cool is with that kind of medium as a canvas, you'd be able to hydro dip that pretty readily if you wanted to change the design all the time.
Yeah, so a lot of what people do if they lose their legs, what they do is I've seen some people do what I do now is they spray they paint it, but they take a t-shirt and they laminate a t-shirt design onto it, so they'll paint like some kind of art onto a t-shirt and then laminate it onto the leg. I've only seen them on legs. I've never seen them on arms. I don't know why, but I've seen a lot of biker dudes that have the fucking t-shirt laminate underneath, and it's fucking cool because
That's
that kind of
awesome.
sticks. But
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That we're able to do that. Looks good.
yeah,
We were able to get it done. We actually got tattoos during this whole COVID pandemic, and we're lucky because they aren't exactly essential employees, essential workers. So since we know our guy quite well, we were able to get tattoos and stuff. But let's talk about
awesome.
that for a little bit. Life as being an essential worker. You start.
I'm really glad you said that because
let's
that was
hear
on Shelby and I's list of things that we were going to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Let's hear it.
I have been lucky to be.
So you considered that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, right.
I've been lucky to be almost entirely unaffected by this pandemic. As
Okay.
far as work goes, there's a mindset that goes with that because
Okay.
we are essential and
That's true.
we're because we're infrastructure. We're IT infrastructure. Nothing functions without the internet
Yes.
these days.
Yeah.
Very true.
And especially anybody whose job is now work from home.
Oh yeah,
They
man.
become even
I couldn't
more
watch
essential
my
than we
fucking
were
YouTube
before.
videos if it wasn't for you guys.
Before
You
it
know.
was YouTube videos, but now
yeah.
it's people making sales calls. It's people.
Yeah.
It's
Good
people
point, man.
teleconferencing in Fortune 500 company board meetings.
Well, that just comes to show you how essential the internet is now,
It-
and how
it is.
Really is.
communication wise. You know, how this immediate communication just.
But it comes with a mindset. My personal mindset is that I'm a low risk demographic. I don't
Right.
I don't see a reason for me to alter anything I do on a day to day basis. Going into people's houses, going into really anywhere.
Yeah, you just try to implement. Do you,
We
like,
have
when
we
you do
have
that, you implement
proper
the
PPE.
6
We have the 6
and-
feet rule.
Okay,
We've
gotcha.
got face masks.
Just a
gloves,
common. Okay,
hand
gotcha.
sanitizer, all that stuff.
Cool.
We have any one of our technicians has absolute discretion on any place they go into right now. They can make the call right there at the front door.
That's pretty
They don't
cool.
feel safe. They don't have to go in.
Oh wow, that's great. That's great.
There are some technicians who don't want to work. Our company has been phenomenal with that. They have offered 3 weeks of at will paid off time for COVID. If you
Really?
yep.
Because they don't feel safe.
If you don't feel safe,
No
anything
shit.
related to that. If you
Really? That's a good deal.
yeah,
man. That's a good
if you
deal.
don't feel safe,
Yeah,
if you
I know,
have
right?
COVID, if you know someone who has COVID, you get 3 weeks paid. If you don't take it, it gets paid out in a lump sum at the end of the year.
So you get it either way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's an incentive to do what's right by you.
Right.
And
Just how you feel and stuff.
Most of us, to varying degrees, will we do have hypochondriacs among us.
Oh yeah. I bet.
We have people who are more cavalier, myself included, who are
You
willing.
pretty much wanted to like you just,
I
like you
just-
like to stay busy
I
and
don't
stuff.
care.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
I've got a story for you about
Yeah.
what I did at the beginning of this.
Yeah, let's
in
hear
a
it.
little bit.
Okay.
We'll touch on it after I finish my
Yeah,
essential
continue.
spiel here.
Continue.
But I've gotten to see this from the other side of the coin. I see a lot of, on social media, of course, all the memes about staying home and what quarantine's doing and trapped behind your own four
right. Yeah,
walls
yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
And I'm out there every day seeing deserted roadways and businesses that are shuttered and gathering dust. And I get to aggregate stories from all of these people who have been impacted because I'm not running into anyone who hasn't been impacted when I'm going into these businesses or
That's
these
true.
houses.
That's true.
So there are a lot of cool, and for my service learning project for one of my college courses last semester, I had to do a day at the Willimantic Soup Kitchen, and even that environment has changed drastically.
Really?
They used to have every day people would come in for the meals.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they can't do that because of social distancing.
Yeah, they
So
all wait
now
outside.
They
They have
prep
to-
all
they
the
have lines on the
meals, and they
sidewalk
have
and shit.
lines, and you've got to call ahead instead of shopping through. And
Now that is extremely essential, man.
Yeah.
I'd say especially if you live off that, like food wise.
Yep.
You know, that
Yeah.
is-
And they're doing. They have a huge uptick in people who are requesting donations and supplies, and they've forgone a lot of the verification processes that they normally do for low income in lieu of the pandemic. But down in the basement of that, it's business as usual.
yeah.
And they're
You gotta make
essential.
money.
They know. So it's been.
They know that they're. Well, if it wasn't for them, look at what's the alternative. I mean,
People starve. People.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So
Or
you
people,
just kind of
like-
think like you from your end of the spectrum, like no pun intended, no pun intended at all there. But your end of the spectrum, like you're working with an essential part of as an essential worker, where telecommunications and internet, just providing cable to the common citizen, right? Then you got the other side of the spectrum where it comes down to just straight survival.
Yeah.
So that's a broad spectrum, being an essential worker, but they have the common goal though. Essentially, at the end of the day, I mean, if
Down to the people in gas stations that are coming into work.
Yes.
To make sure the gas pumps don't explode.
Yes. Exactly. Small things like that people look past is I greatly appreciate you people out there, all from your side of the spectrum to the other people working in the soup kitchens and stuff. Bless you guys. You guys are great. Keep it up. Especially I go into the fucking I shop at Stop and Shop all the fucking time.
Grocery workers, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm in and out.
yeah.
I shop. Dude, oh man, that's gotta be a hassle, man. Like closing out early and just
Talk
imagine,
about an underappreciated profession
God, man,
in the normal
just
world.
like,
Yeah.
Yes, certainly in the normal world, just how much BS they have to put up with, probably a lot of the time and stuff. But that from what I've seen, good for you guys. You guys are doing a great job out there. So keep it up, guys. We're getting through it. We're at the down. We're about to enter phase 2 coming up. So we'll see how it goes. We're on the upside, looking
Hopefully.
good. So let's
Hopefully we don't have part 2 in the fall.
Yeah, really, we don't know anything about that. Well, and also with the casinos opening up, we got the casinos opening up and these protests going on. How do we feel? What's going on?
The casinos were interesting because the casinos were never under a legal obligation to do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were just kind of like
casinos-
doing the nice thing,
Yep.
They did
trying
it
to
out
look
of-
good for
yeah.
the common eye, and you got a lot of older people going to casinos and stuff like that.
Yep.
So if they feel threatened, but where if like Mohegan and Foxwoods were to stay open, that's essentially kind of like a big middle finger to your audience, in a way. Okay, if you got an older audience coming, it's like, hey, we're still open. We know there's a pandemic going on. We know you guys are in a very
I'm sure there was a lot of
lethal-
soul searching that went on as to their decisions
Yes.
to close.
It's a good
Yeah,
point.
I mean, that's just comes down to more of like a humanitarian kind of moral.
Yes.
That's just ethics at that point.
Right.
It's not even business.
Ethics.
They have enough
because
money to get by anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they're-
Yeah,
Oh,
One of the two of them
fucking
does.
loaded.
The other one does not.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, ethically, it just kind of.
Oh, which one has? I would imagine Foxwoods is good, right?
So, no, it's the other way around.
Really?
No,
Mohegan's-
Mohegan's
is
killing it.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Foxwoods has been struggling
Yeah.
for a decade.
Oh no, that's what I meant. Like Mohegan or Foxwoods is probably way up there in
Yeah.
terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
They're
doing
not-
better. Yeah.
No.
No, yeah. Mohegan's
Mohegan's
definitely
doing a lot
Oh,
better.
okay.
Why would
Wow.
you think Foxwoods is doing better?
Well, because
Foxwoods actually got stripped from their MGM title.
Yeah.
This past
Oh,
I
week.
saw that.
No shit.
Mhm.
Really? Okay. Well, I just figured because the size of it
Mohegan's
was it's
more-
now it used to be the biggest. Now it's like the 4th or 5th biggest in the world.
I think
They're
so.
called the Twin Giants.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the thing is with
I just figured
Mohegan,
'cause it's so big.
It's more easily accessible.
Oh,
they
yeah,
have
by far better.
They
By
have
far better.
they have a better layout. They acquire more events. I mean, they
Yeah.
just
Their
have
concert venues
a better.
are also-
They have a better following.
Oh yeah.
The
well,
last
yeah.
concert I went to was at Mohegan.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who-
They
who's
just
that?
built
What'd you
that
say?
brand new expo center as well
The
Yeah.
Expo Center?
at
Oh,
Mohegan. Yeah,
That's
for
right.
all the
Who'd you-
for
No
Mecum
shit.
Auto auctions and
Who'd
stuff.
you
No
see,
shit.
Yep.
Connor?
Solid Day to remember. Beartooth, I Prevail.
Oh yeah.
All right.
To,
That's what I'm talking about,
I
man.
think it was. I
I
think it was I
missed that.
Prevail, Beartooth,
Ugh.
and I didn't. I don't know who else was there. I think it was just.
That's a killer lineup right
Yeah,
there.
it
That's
was
a really
fucking.
good
it was
Mohegan
lineup.
Center Arena. That's a good arena. It's a good.
Yeah,
solid
this was
arena.
like
It's not
Really
bad.
is.
this was like right around when. Actually, no, this was like last year. Probably
Yeah.
like August.
Last
don't
time I was there, I
remember.
saw a Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
nice.
Yeah, Mohegan's definitely not hurting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're,
it's not bad. It's a good venue to see people.
Yeah,
I mean, so
definitely.
what's the place that the Deftones were gonna go to in Bridgeport? By the way, what's that place called?
I forget, but it was some sort of kind of
And
amphitheater.
what was
or
that?
something.
Like,
It
was that
something
supposed to be?
new.
Was that in August?
That
There's
was
an amphitheater in Bridgeport.
well,
They were gonna be the first show.
they were gonna be the first
Oh,
show.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
That's-
surprise. But I mean, it was somewhere in Bridgeport, and unfortunately, and I still actually have to check into that. I'm glad you mentioned that because I still actually have to check my
Haven't got paid
my
yet?
emails to see if I got a refund.
Yeah.
What
No, you have
sucks
to
is
request
Or if they're probably trying to figure out. Okay, they're trying to figure out when they're rescheduling.
That's
they're
probably
waiting
what's
to
going on.
when are we gonna have concerts again? When are we reschedule the tour? And then they'll decide like, hey, we're
Yep.
doing it this time. You still want to see us, or But that kind of
Exactly.
sucked being a
I
musician.
think everything got canceled this year, right?
Everything
this
did. Yeah.
year got
Eventually,
canceled,
they
even, like-
they
Yeah.
just washed
Yeah.
it.
fucking wiped the floor. At least sports are coming back, kind of in a sense, without any
What kind of
fans and
sports do you
stuff.
watch, Brennan?
I watch.
What's your favorite?
Favorite sport to watch?
Yeah.
I like football and basketball. American football, not soccer.
Yeah.
I love playing soccer though, but American football and basketball for sure.
What's your football team?
Football team? Seahawks and Patriots, depending on which, AFC or NFC. Honestly, why? What about you? Are you a Giants fan? Are you a Giants fan? You're a Giants fan. Yep.
Guilty as charged.
Okay.
I only recently got sort of into football, so.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah, it's no big deal.
hated football.
Well, no, good for him for getting into it.
Dude,
you know?
Hold on a
I'm
second.
trying,
Hold on a second.
I'm trying.
No. I'm gonna bust his balls for a second
Oh,
because
here we go.
I
The
remember
ball busting's coming
Tyler.
in.
I remember Tyler hating on football, and you'd post about it all over Facebook when you had one, and
Right,
you would
you
say,
didn't play
and you
sports
would
like growing up
say,
and stuff?
what kind
No?
of
Okay.
a ridiculous holiday devotes an entire day off to just wings? I'm glad to see you've
It's
changed your
actually
tune a little bit.
absolutely
He's-
still at heart hold a contempt for the phenomenon and cult following that is American football.
Oh,
I think
it is a
we're
cult
far
following.
too much into
football
it.
is very, very overrated in my opinion.
Yes.
It's
I
not a
agree
good
with-
spectator
okay.
sport, man. Like
I agree
I
with
chose
Connor.
a team.
Not my-
okay.
Yeah.
That was that.
It's
personally, I think
yeah.
hockey and basketball are way better spectator sports.
Hockey
they
is an
are
underrated
because-
sport.
Hockey is an
without a
amazing
doubt, man.
fucking
Well,
spectator
here's the
sport,
thing
dude.
about
It's
those,
so
like
good.
about those
It's
sports.
so
That's why I
good.
like basketball. There's action all the time.
Yes.
In soccer, it's action all the
Exactly.
time. Here's what I like about soccer too. They don't stop the clock. They just keep the clock
Keep it
running,
rolling.
and they don't have any commercials. So it's like, okay, I can dedicate 45 minutes for the first half,
Exactly.
45 minutes for the second half, a little bit of
Exactly.
extra time. There's no commercials, and then that's it. Like it's basically you can plan your day around that. So it's like, okay, 2 hours max, right? Whereas football, it's like fucking 4 hours long. There's commercials every 5 fucking minutes.
Hey, but you can eat wings.
And I agree. It's not a good spectator sport.
Did you know
I
this?
can get triple
I'll interrupt
overtime
you.
for working
Did you
during the
know this,
Super Bowl.
Brennan? That
What?
okay? So the average full length of a football a football game,
Yeah.
in terms of actual playing, is about 5 to 6 minutes.
Oh yeah,
It's like
definitely.
5 to 6
yes,
minutes.
Yes,
And the rest
definitely.
is just fucking.
Yeah, it's
bullshit,
just
dude.
waiting around.
It's not a
and-
good.
Yeah,
Just, I don't know. For me personally, like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of
Well,
people love football, but it's. I
yeah.
just
Well,
fucking
here's
If
the
you're
thing.
upset about that, just wait till you hear about golf.
I can't stand.
Dude,
golf.
whoever
My-
watches golf is like you own a yacht and you
There's
got
an entire
My
channel
grandfather always watched
dedicated
golf.
to golf.
it's for all people. If you own a yacht or you live that lifestyle.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
the only
I was gonna say-
reason, those are the only people who watch golf.
To play the devil's advocate, I will say, to swing a golf club and to actually hit a golf
Playing
ball.
is a different story.
Playing is fun.
We're
Playing is
talking
fun.
about viewing.
Oh,
like
yeah, well,
actual
viewing, spectatorship?
Yeah.
No, I'd rather watch
The only-
paint dry.
Playing football is fun.
It's like
watching
watching
it is
bowling.
not fun.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I would
For
much
me,
rather
anyway.
play a sport than
Yeah.
watch it. But
Yeah.
the thing with football is like you watch majority of the time the most exciting parts are like it's like 5 plays. Like it's like a handful of plays that make it exciting. And you got to wait 4 hours to find those fucking plays for it to make it exciting. You know what I mean? Like the big touchdown or shit.
Yep.
I don't have time for that. You
You
know?
know what? I like to watch the Olympics over. I wish the
Yeah.
Olympics
Oh,
was
yeah.
like
The
a
Olympics
year-round
is
thing.
Yeah.
This is,
Fucking
might be
amazing.
the first year that the Olympics are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are postponed until 2021.
Yeah.
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 What are we? Are we winter or summer Olympics fans? Just based on the sports.
I like winter, man.
Me too.
Yep, same.
I'm out of winter.
Yep.
I like winter sports.
I mean,
Dude,
I like
I love
this.
seeing like the alpine skiers.
Me
and
too.
shit.
Bobby
Yes.
sledding.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Fast those
Yes, sir.
guys
Yeah.
go.
I mean,
It's fucking
granted,
ridiculous,
the
man.
track and field is cool just because I do like to see, the
Yeah,
I
and
like
swimming.
to see the times
Swimming
and
too.
swimming and stuff. But
which we're fucking king at. I mean,
right, but I mean, but I like the
We
winter
own
because
swimming.
winter I think has a more versatility. I think you don't see luges, you
Yeah.
don't see alpine skiers,
And I think
Yeah,
honestly,
like, you just
I think
don't see that.
yeah, I think the winter sports actually are a little more strenuous too. Like, because think about those downhill skiers and stuff, how fast they're going, and just that mental stress and the physical stress and just you hit one wrong turn the wrong way, you get screwed up, man. You get
Right.
real screwed up. I've seen
You,
some
do you
bad
ski or
videos.
snowboard, Brendan?
I do not. I've never been ski
You
to
guys ski or
snowboard.
snowboard?
I
I
wish.
ski avidly.
Ski?
Yep.
I wish.
My celebrity crush is Lindsey Vaughn.
Hell yeah, man.
Nice.
I
Solid.
Did
Solid.
why, did you grow up skiing or snowboarding?
Yep.
Oh,
went to my parents had a cottage no chemo. We went just about every year.
That's awesome.
And snowboarded my
shit.
entire life.
Oh man.
So that's something you
dude,
probably don't know about me. I'm good at snowboarding.
No shit, dude. Dude, I suck at.
So-
That's one thing. I'm like, I suck at skateboarding, so I'd imagine I
I'm-
suck at
I'm good- I'm
snowboarding.
good at
I
skateboarding.
can't have 2 feet glued together. I have to have independent.
Yeah, if I were to pick
Yep.
between the two, I'd pick skiing personally because
Yeah,
I would want to
see-
face forward.
Skiing
Instead
is
of
a lot of people
sideways.
that are like you said about skateboarding. A lot of people who are good at skateboarding are good at snowboarding because
Yeah.
it's very the same
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
balance.
Same with wakeboarding
So, yeah, it's like the
and-
same balance, but
Yeah,
skiing
Dude, I
is
just can't do it, man.
a lot. Skiing's more common,
suck.
I'd say, but
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
most people would tell me, "Oh, snowboarding is very hard to learn," which for me it was the opposite way around. I would ski
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "Dude, I can't fucking." Do
Yeah.
this.
Well, I think
It's
it's
so
it's
hard."
almost like an instrument. You strap yourself into
Exactly.
it, and you go, and
Yeah.
it becomes
Yeah.
just easy to
Exactly.
you.
right. It's up for whether or not you want both feet moving in different directions or just stationary
Yeah.
in one fucking solid piece of, How fucking expensive are snowboards, anyways? Fucking pricey.
They're
right?
expensive.
They are very
They can-
expensive.
And
Yeah.
especially
Yeah,
like
okay.
going for the day, like where I used to go chemo. It's
Yeah.
like, it's a pretty expensive place, but like
Yeah.
now going for the day, dude, it's fucking insane. It's like $100 like for the fucking day.
You ever?
Nuts.
So you
You
haven't?
gotta
You
shop
haven't,
those deals, man.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, that's shopping deals, man. That's what you got to do with
The place
everything.
was awesome though. So you go like snowboarding. There's like a bunch of
Yeah.
different slopes, and then they had like a little like lodge at the bottom. They
Yeah.
had indoor outdoor pool. This is the one thing I remember about it. They had an indoor outdoor pool, and it's like a little there's like a little like crevice thing, so you go
Yeah.
like underneath, and you go back to outside and
Oh, that's
underneath.
sick.
Yep.
And there's a sauna.
Where is
there's
this?
A jacuzzi. This is Okemo.
Okemo?
Okemo Mountain
Okay.
in Vermont.
Okay.
And you go like in and outdoors. So my family and I would go in and then outdoor. I was the only one that would do this because
Yeah.
everybody else in my family was too scared to. I would jump into the snow naked, like ass naked.
What?
Jump in and
Oh,
then,
and then go to
jump
the
back
hot
in,
tub.
and then jump back in, swim under, then jump right into the hot tub.
Yep.
And the sauna.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sounds
something I would
so
do.
fun.
Hell yeah.
Skin shock. Yeah.
Yes, dude. My hair would be like all like sticking up like this, frozen.
Dude, honestly, if you adjust yourself to it, kind of like a little change of topic. Cold showers. If you adjust yourself to cold showers, man,
Really
there's
good
a lot
for
of
you.
science
World
behind
of
cold
difference.
showers.
Really good
Yeah.
for you, yeah.
There's a lot of
whole
science
difference
behind it.
especially in the morning.
Yeah.
Good to take cold shower in the morning and hot shower at night if you really want to put yourself.
Well,
through that
it's
test.
not only good for your skin, but it's also good for like you as a person.
Oh, it's like drinking a cup of coffee. Dude.
Yeah.
Like you alert. Like
Yeah,
you're just
exactly.
fucking focused.
well, it's true.
It's tough. It's
yeah.
tough to get. It's tough to get into that. I'm trying to do
It's
that.
a mental barrier.
I'm trying
It's a
to do
mental
that.
barrier
It's
that you
really
have to
mental.
cross. That's
I
what
think
it is.
like
Mm.
I think what's easiest is like if you start, you just start. You put an arm in and you let it get used to it. It's kind
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
of just like or you could do
You
it
just
the
gotta,
other way
you just
around
gotta,
and just jump
you're,
in.
you're shaking your head. You got to
I
nose
can't.
dive in.
I've tried it and I fucking hate it. Like,
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
do it.
man.
I don't
It's
know. Everybody. I've
yeah,
seen the science
big.
behind it and all that. I don't
Yeah.
personally
I-
for me I just love hot showers, so I don't care what the anything.
Right.
I'm just like,
Exactly.
I'm
You just
taking
tell
a
them you
hot
don't need
shower.
it. It's not like you
I don't fucking
need the
care.
benefit.
It's a creature comfort that we
Yeah.
have suffered for
Oh,
like
God,
2
yeah.
millennia in order to enjoy.
Oh God.
Exactly,
Yeah. If it wasn't
exactly.
for fucking hot water, man. Oh man, we'd be.
Hot water.
Man. Back to our survival instincts. You know what I mean?
I'll say I put my water so hot that when I'm coming out of the shower, sometimes my smoke alarm goes off. 'Cause,
Oh,
like, the
Jesus.
steam
Oh,
is
okay.
that insane. So
Yeah, I'm not
that's
about
how much I love my hot.
I love the
showers.
cold weather, dude. Dude, I slept back.
Yeah, you love cold weather.
Yeah, back at my when I used to live with my
Also
mom and
cold
dad and
weather
stuff.
fan.
Oh God, I used to sleep with the air conditioner on in the wintertime.
Yeah,
Like,
I
why don't
remember
you
that.
just open a window with a fan?
No, I still.
Yep.
I
and
s-
I slept with the fucking fan. I
I
slept with
s-
the fan every
I
night.
still
after, man.
enjoy.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
I agree
ridiculous.
with you. During the winter, like I would have like
Yeah.
if it was up to me, I would have just 2 ACs.
That's
blowing
just
on me
like
at all times.
it's just
Yeah,
like a
Connor,
lot of left turns.
he's the warm weather guy, man. He
Well,
loves
the thing is,
cold
I
weather.
I like warm weather, but I also like because we talked about this not too long ago. I like air conditioning in the sense that it gets rid of humidity in the air. So
Dude,
that's
it's
like one
such
thing
a
that
that
I
is a
fucking love,
huge
that-
convenience. Like there was my AC went out. Did you hear about this? Yeah, the fucking swamp mongrel and shit. It's all good.
Yeah, Mowgli.
Like yeah, my fucking AC went out. They didn't turn it on
It's
because
a
it covers the
luxury.
whole facility.
Yeah, it
So,
goes out like
yeah.
twice a month here.
Yeah,
That's what I was told.
Yeah, but they like shut it off, I guess. So everybody was just dying. Like the hallways were like fucking saunas
And the
and
only
shit.
thing you can do here is get like a $300 portable AC and
Yeah.
maybe have it.
Well, I got a dehumidifier. Like my dad brought over a dehumidifier just to fucking get the humidity out of the air. And
Right.
that's all I could pretty much do, man. Just
But,
blow a
but if
fan
you
on
stay
there.
next to it, it just blows out hot air. while
Yes.
it's dehumidifying,
Yeah. So I put
it's-
it like right where my bedroom is, and I just faced it. I'll put the hot air out here because I don't give a shit. I'm sleeping out here, but I just slept, just fucking fan on me and just laying
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
That's the thing about living in America, dude. Living in America, you need an air conditioner. We need
I
it.
grew
Our,
up
our environment.
with a father who would not let us own an air conditioner.
Oh my God, dude. It's like people in Europe.
absolutely.
Man.
We had an attic fan. That was
Jesus
it.
Christ. Yeah, fuck.
Well, what sucks about fans too is like a lot of times fans will just push hot air around. They won't
Yeah, they just blow
actually
air.
cool you down.
It's better than nothing. Though.
I mean, it
Yeah,
is better
the
than
motion
nothing.
is still something.
The motion
Yeah.
is
Put your
something.
face in front
I
of that
understand.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
It actually is better to sleep in a colder room
Yes.
than it is a hot
The
room.
optimal temperature, I think, is like it was like 58 or 60. From what I read.
Really?
That's not
yeah.
I'd say for me, optimal is like 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least. That's
I
like
think-
64.
I don't know. It's in Tom Brady's book. I read Tom Brady's book and shit. The
I
TB12
thought it was
method and
76.
some
I think
shit.
we should do a fact check on this.
76 is
afterwards.
We should
little
fact check it. But also, I have an interesting fact
Oh, we
too.
do live fact check. All right.
You know how a lot of us when we're hot at
Optimal
night,
ambient temperature.
we will stick like our feet out or our legs out.
Yes.
Did you
Oh yeah, sleep temperature. Yeah.
sleep?
Brian, are you
temperature?
interrupting your sister? That's not a very good brother quality.
Oh no, it's fine. I was gonna say this is an interesting fact because I always wanted to know like why do we stick our leg out and our foot out like when we're hot? And actually, there's areas on your body.
The most heat.
The
We just
bottoms
talked
of
about
your
this.
the bottoms of your feet actually regulate your body temperature.
We just talked about this literally
And
as
that's
we were
why
walking in
we
here.
do that.
As
And
we were
it's so
walking into your
cool
building.
because the bottoms of your feet have really thin skin, and
Oh,
and
man,
the
this-
veins
I'm
and
gonna
arteries
go
that
off
go
on such a
that
tangent
go through this. Great, the veins and arteries that run through the bottoms of your feet, though, man, like they cool you down. That's why we do
Yeah,
that.
I was burning up the other day, 2 days ago. Okay, first of all, we got to jump to you. We went off a tangent. We were talking about sports. Oh, here, let's go. Okay. Typically, it is suggested that the temperature in the bedroom for adults should be between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal sleep. So that's kind of that's
in
a
the
good
middle
range.
there,
That's
yeah.
a good range. I'm like below 60. I'm like 60. 60 is good for me. I could deal with 67 though. 70 is even good. It's not optimal for me.
No.
but
70, no, fuck that.
If I had like some light blankets or something, 70 is good. I can manage with that. It's just the humidity, man. You know, our fucking environment is. I mean, living in our country is so diverse when it comes to fucking weather. It's ridiculous. We need fucking air conditioning, anyways. People in Europe.
So speaking of blankets, question:
Yeah.
no matter how hot it gets, do you sleep with a sheet on or no?
Yes. Yep.
See, that's another theory
do.
that I have
It's
is
a
that it's not.
survival thing.
That's another
I don't
theory I
know what
have
it
is
is,
it's not.
man.
It's not the. It's
I don't know what it is.
Mom and I used to say
Yeah.
this. It's not the warmth. It's the weight.
Yeah.
It's the
Well, it's
physical.
like, and it's like, well, it's like a
something being on-
security thing.
Security.
Like
Security,
yeah, it's a
It's
security.
a literal security blanket.
Yes, it literally is. It could be. It's like that fucking thing.
And it's
like
you know,
security
being an
mentally.
evolved animal,
It's like a cocoon.
you
Yes.
understand cognitively that millimeter thin sheet of fabric is doing literally nothing
Yes.
to protect you.
Yep.
But
Both
your
temperature-wise
your
and
primal
protection-wise,
brain
yes.
is still like, no, it needs to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a sense of like, okay, this is over me. This is good. I'm covered.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yep.
Like we don't go into
I
specifics.
agree.
Like, you know, that's it. So going off that, okay, I don't know how we got in the temperature thing, but I still want to get back to the playing sports, and you didn't grow up playing sports, so I want to get back to that.
But I did.
You did? Okay.
But I did. I played
Okay.
baseball, soccer, hockey, golf,
No shit.
tennis.
Okay. All when you were.
Tennis is.
Tennis is awesome, man.
awesome.
I wish I grew up
And
playing
it's
tennis. That's
hard.
a good
And I
fucking
can, to this
workout.
day, I can
Tennis-
still keep up a really good volley.
Tennis
yeah.
is really tough. It's a great workout.
Hell yeah.
My parents basically.
Underrated sport.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Pause. You look like you work out. You work out?
I do.
Okay. You like strength training or cardio? What do you like better?
I used to weigh 230 pounds.
No shit, man.
Pure fat.
No shit.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a big
I was
guy
gonna
too.
say, I mean,
man.
like
He's a big
you
guy
weren't
too.
you weren't fat the last time I saw you, but you look a lot better. I mean, like no homo, but you look a lot better now.
I remember
The
seeing a
last time I saw
picture.
you, you look really
I remember
good.
seeing a picture of you maybe like 5 years ago. Yeah, complete fucking solid difference. And I can't even remember
Yeah,
the
you look
image
good.
like exactly. But yeah, he was over 200 pounds too, man. So you guys.
Yeah,
both
my
can
passport
fucking
photo, I
connect to
still have
this.
3 chins.
Oh no shit,
Yep.
man. Good for you, dude. What sorry to go off on a like golf.
Biking.
Biking.
Bicycle.
Okay, that's
Yep.
your go-to.
That was my I dropped 70 pounds in 6 months.
Where would you bike? Like would you bike airline trail and stuff, or like
no,
hills and shit?
all roads.
Good. Yeah, you
All
got to hit the
roads.
hills, man. You got to.
I was doing 400 and some odd miles a week on a bicycle.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just dropped
Biking
right
is
off.
such good exercise.
Got down
I hate
to a
biking.
skinny
love
rail,
it.
and from there
Nice.
I just started working out. So
Nice.
now it's just a healthy
Right.
mix of everything.
So
Regimen.
you just shredded the fat, and then you're just like, all right, let me just build from this state, just like start fresh,
Yep.
kind of thing. Good for you, dude. That's kind of what you did too. You
I
just
wish
fucking
if
shredded
I,
it
if I
all.
could go back, I would lose weight a little bit slower than I did. But
and I would work on muscle while I was
Yeah,
doing
see, like
it.
when I lost, I mean, so like I played football,
Mm-hmm.
and I played sports. I played lacrosse, I played football, I played baseball.
Yeah.
I was very strong. Like I was
Yeah.
really strong. Like I remember at football, dude, I was like I was just
You were-
knocking people over.
Let's just say you were a lineman.
Yeah, like I was very
Gotta be
strong.
the
So I
biggest
wish
dude on the team if you're a lineman.
if I could go back in time, I would lose weight a little bit because I didn't know too much about it when I started. I was
Yeah.
like, I would lose weight a little bit slower. Do a lot of strength training as I was doing it. I did a lot of primarily cardio. I did a little bit of working out.
Yeah.
Not too much. Probably like once a week, just like a little bit upper body. That was like about all I did.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could go back in time, I would do lose the weight a little bit slower. Kind of see the end goal of like knowing how to lose weight rather than just like wanting to like. Because
Yeah.
I was just tired of being fat. I
Right,
was fat
right,
my whole
right.
life. Like,
Yeah.
I was fat
Yep.
since I was like 12.
Yeah.
So it was like
11.
You
So
just
it's
wanted to get rid of the weight.
Yes.
Yep.
You
So
know?
like if I could go back in time, I'd do it a little bit slower, keep a little bit more muscle.
Honestly,
keep-
if that was the same, I would be the same way as you guys.
It's so much
honestly,
easier
though.
to metastasize it into muscle.
Because like now I actually have a hard time gaining weight now, which I
Really?
didn't think would ever be possible. Because
Really?
like I think I got like overweight just by like years and years and years of just never never
Yeah.
just like eating poorly and like never
shotgunning pizzas and
exactly
beers. And, yeah,
exactly
Oh, man.
which is like
I still do
Speaking
that.
of pizza.
but now it's like now I
Go for it.
realize now I realize that I don't know I have a little bit of trouble gaining weight, so I wish that I knew that like when I was younger, but it's hard to know that when you're young, so it's like
Right.
And then when you see the weight melting off, all you do is you just want to keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
And,
Oh,
and
dude, definitely.
melting and
Definitely.
melting and
Good for
melting.
you guys, though. I mean,
So that was a lot of people compliment me on my chest, and my thing was when I was losing weight, when I was fat, I always had man boobs, and so when I was losing weight, the only day I would do at the actual gym was chest day. over
Yeah.
and over and over.
'Cause
and
that was
over.
like, yeah, that
so
was
I
the
would
one
do
part
like
you were
chest day
worried
3
about,
days
yeah.
a week, and then cardio. That was it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
my chest overdeveloped, and then I brought the rest of my body into line.
Had to
but-
all catch up.
yeah.
Yeah, but you take care of the weakest point first. That's good. You know, you hit the weak area, but you overdid it. But hey, you balanced it out
Yeah.
though. You know, do you have like a specific like diet regimen that you follow? at all?
High
Or anything?
protein.
Okay.
I'll call it a yo-yo diet because this is the first time I've drank in a little over 2 weeks because I ended up in the hospital for the first time in my life on Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah,
Wow.
I still have no idea why to this day. Neither do
Okay.
the not gastroenterologists, nothing.
Wow.
They did CAT scans and everything. I woke up at a 12 out of 10 pain. And
Wow.
30 years on this planet, I have never once voluntarily gone to the hospital, and this is what brought me there. I felt like somebody was like taking those pulled pork shredders to my insides.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ, dude.
So I went to the ER, and they were like, "Well, what'd you rate your pain as?" And I'm like, "I've never been to the hospital before, and I'm here now, guys."
Jeez, man. I can only imagine.
So they admitted me because I had this massive blockage from something, and I was retaining.
Oh, so this didn't
over-
involve drinking? Okay.
It did.
Okay.
I
Okay.
haven't really drank a lot this year. My
Right, right.
2020 thing was to lay off alcohol.
Right.
You know, at the beginning of this year, I dropped down to 5% body fat. And,
Wow, that's low.
After,
That's
well,
low. That's
after
crazy.
not drinking at all. I
Yeah.
didn't alter anything else about my diet or working
You
out.
didn't feel
I just
you didn't
stopped
feel like
drinking.
you didn't lose energy when you were at that percentage
No.
at all?
No,
Really?
I,
Wow.
I actually had more energy. My lifts went up higher than they had ever been.
That's like the bare bone minimum, right? Is like 5%. That's like the lowest you can go without being.
You can go lower, but
like
it's
2.5,
like- it's
not-
3. Some of
yeah.
these bodybuilders that do,
Yeah.
yeah. But
I heard that's like not optimal. I don't know.
Yeah,
No.
no.
But everybody's body's
In my
different.
opinion.
Though. Everybody's
But I was
body's
like,
I don't know
so
if you,
like,
like,
what if
I'm not
I what if
expert.
I just maintain like a healthy diet and no alcohol, and I can have like a really solid summer body. So I haven't been drinking a lot this year.
Good for you.
I went really hard on Memorial Day.
Okay.
And we also lifted in the sun for like 2 hours, and I maybe drank one 12-ounce glass of water over 3 days.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I ended
I
up
probably go through like half a pack of those water bottles in one day.
Yeah.
I'm
on
insane.
a normal day. I
I
do
do-
that.
yeah,
So
so
I
you do that,
just,
yeah.
I was drinking so much beer. I was like,
dude, I just get a headache, man,
Nope.
if I'm just dehydrated. I know the only headaches I got are dehydration.
So, but hard for me was like a normal day for somebody else. But I ended up in the hospital, and they did CAT scans and everything. They kept me overnight. They ended up taking me in for a colonoscopy. I'm 30. That was fun.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Well, hey, everybody's gonna be there one day.
Oh yeah,
One
Yeah,
day.
hey,
yeah.
you guys can't wait. Let me tell you what.
I'm not ready for that. Not ready for
Yeah.
that.
But my biopsy came back normal yesterday, so
Okay.
I'm
the
clear. So I
clean
decided
air.
to drink today.
Okay. Cool.
Naturally,
cool.
first thing off the rip.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. Cheers to that. I was just gonna say.
Shelby,
Cheers to
can I
that.
have
I'll,
gin
I'll
tonic?
drink. I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Fresh.
I'll
new
drink to
clean
just about
slate.
anything.
Yeah.
Cheers.
What?
New glass?
No, I have a glass.
No, just bring in the gym.
Sure.
Would you like Schweppes?
Please.
Schweppes.
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 Schweppes?
Schweppes.
Schweppes. Yeah, how do you guys pronounce this soda?
Schweppes.
Schweppes?
No, you don't.
Schweppes. I don't know.
Do you
Schweppes?
actually?
I don't know
pronounce
why.
it?
How you
Yeah.
pronounce it?
Okay,
Schweppes.
Connor, what do you got?
Schweppes? Schweeps? I don't know.
Well, I've tried putting because it's Swiss. It's Swiss, so I
Is
put
it
the.
Swiss?
Yeah, it's Swiss. Schweppes
When?
is
You like Swiss cheese, Brennan?
Swiss.
Oh, you-
that's my favorite cheese. When I
Yeah, I
eat
was gonna
cheese.
say you don't need cheese.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
did.
Yes. Or Swiss cheese.
Molto bene.
Okay.
All right, so
Schweppes
we're,
is-
we're, ta- if we're
Schweppes is
talking on
Swiss.
the topic of cheese. What's your favorite cheese, Tyler?
Ooh, all right.
jeez.
All right. I am a sucker for sharp, aged white cheddar.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
yes.
Dude, I like all kinds
Any
of cheese,
sharp
man.
cheddar, I'm fucking there for.
I don't
Love
like
it.
blue cheese crumbles, and I don't like cottage cheese.
You don't like cottage cheese?
No, man.
I will eat cottage cheese by the time.
Really.
Dude, same.
Good protein,
At
man.
the height of my weight loss, I would
Talk
eat
about protein.
3 things
Whoa,
a day.
cottage cheese.
You guys had
cottage
like
cheese.
pretty much the same thing going
Yeah,
on, man. You
Dude,
guys followed the
cottage-
same.
But dude,
regimen.
I still nail cottage cheese, even if I'm trying to gain weight. I fucking.
I hate
love
cottage cheese.
Fuck cottage
Nah,
cheese.
I love it. Same.
So,
I hate cottage cheese.
Thank you. I
Yep.
love
Oh,
it.
man.
Nobody in my family likes it, but I fucking
Very
love
good
it.
for protein,
Love
like
it.
low. Isn't it's pretty low fat too, right?
Yeah,
For
if you
for
don't have a
cheese?
lactose intolerance,
Yeah.
cottage cheese is perfect.
Yes.
I mean, I will say,
Agreed.
I will say, like, I used to absolutely hate it, but like,
Fuck it.
I still listen. I will still actively like not order at a restaurant
Oh,
or
yeah.
something,
Yep.
but or buy it at a
I
stop and shop.
can't.
But
I can't name.
but
a day I
however,
ordered cottage cheese at a
however,
restaurant.
if somebody
Same.
were to
Agreed.
give me like a spoonful of cottage cheese right now, I mean, I'd probably say, okay, whereas like 5 years ago, I was like, man, that
Yeah.
looks like just something you'd find on the back of a fat person's leg.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I'm with Tyler.
like
I
a barnacle
I kill it.
from that
I get
person's
the
leg.
tubs. I get the big tubs
Nope.
at Stop and Shop. And I kill about probably like 3 of them a week. I do like about at least 3 of them a week. I'll do like. Well, the thing is, I love dairy, man. Like I know you're not particularly a lot like keen with dairy. I love it.
Big time, dude.
Love it.
I used to hound it.
I fucking.
All right, we got my answer to cheese. Let's.
let's hear the
Swiss.
other.
Yeah.
Swiss
cheese.
All right.
Swiss. I used to not like it. I used to like think it was
Love
very
Swiss
bland.
cheese.
It's a very bland cheese when it comes to cheese.
But I like
think.
that. Like,
I
even
eat it for
provolone.
I actually, yeah. It depends on what you're eating. Honestly, I think.
It really does. Yeah,
Yeah.
cheese augments
Yes.
whatever you're eating. So
Yes.
like
But
Swiss
what about-
cheese, love it on a Reuben.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
dude,
exactly. It's
yes.
fundamental. Reuben sauerkraut.
Fundamental,
Oh, my God.
absolutely.
You guys
Like,
ever been to
what-
Ryan's Deli?
Yes.
Oh,
Love
God.
Ryan's Deli.
Legendary.
Oh,
Yes.
Vernon, right?
So good.
Yep.
Vernon?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It's
so good, dude. That's my favorite.
Unpopular opinion. I cannot stand rye bread on a Reuben.
Really?
Yeah, can't stand
I
it.
could
Well,
see
what,
that.
what kind of bread do you?
Absolutely.
It's like too
What kind
much.
of bread do you?
Wheat. I'll just do wheat.
Wheat?
You
Wheat
just
or whole
don't like
grain.
rye bread.
I just hate
What is your
caraway
deal?
seeds.
I like
I
it.
know I'm Irish. I should like caraway seeds. Can't stand them.
Dude, I love any kind of bread.
Can't stand
Me
them.
too.
I-
I'm
Yeah,
with you on
Irish
that,
soda
man.
bread. If it's got
I,
caraway seeds in it,
Really?
nothing.
So I'm like a big cardio
Sourdough.
guy. So I'm a big cardio guy. I love sourdough.
Sourdough bread
I'm
is
a huge
amazing.
cardio guy.
Yeah, sourdough is my favorite
Especially
bread.
with this past whole COVID thing, since I've gotten the opportunity, I'm furloughed, by the way, so I haven't had the opportunity to work since March 15th, 16th. Anyways, so I got back into running like big time, and so I'm doing 50 miles a week running and stuff like that. And I literally am not joking. I eat a loaf of bread probably every day and a half or every 2 days.
So you're big on the carbs. All right.
Huge, man. It's fucking ridiculous. Those loaves of breads behind you, Connor, right on top of them, those will be gone probably in like 2 or 3 days.
Do you like running alone or you like running with somebody every now and then?
Alone or with my dog.
All
Or
right.
with my dog.
All
Yeah.
right.
I don't like
Not a running
sometime-
partner guy.
No, I
right.
sometimes run with my girlfriend sometimes, but I just like leave it in the dust. I like try to like slow down just for the sake, because it's fun. Like I love my girlfriend and stuff, so it's just fun for an activity and get out there, get a little workout in. But if I were to do it strictly for the workout and like focus, I would like to do it.
I'm with you on that.
Open invitation. I live 1.5 miles from you.
Okay.
And I probably run at the same pace as you.
Cool. Yeah, man. I don't like to go like too balls. I like to just like it's like a therapy
Release,
for me too.
cathartic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
Just
a
like,
lot of,
yeah, I'm down, man. I could probably if you run at a faster pace too, I'll keep up. That's it. Even that's a good part of
We
workout.
got
You gotta-
a lot of good
you gotta
airline
push
trails
off.
around here too.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I like to run trails. I'm a big trail runner. I don't know if about you because
Yeah,
I don't have running
I
shoes.
try to stay off the main roads. I
Yeah.
get sick of that with biking.
Well, I used to love swimming. Like I used to be a big swimmer and stuff. Like before the COVID shit, like I would go to Yukon all the time, just fucking swim. And I love it doing the butterfly and shit. And I didn't have a good pair of like running shoes. And once this COVID thing hit, I'm like, all right, so I'll just fucking run. And I got this shitty ass pair of like $50 running shoes, these Under Armours, and I went like for an 8-mile run. And I came back, and next morning my knees were busted. Like
Yep.
my knees were just straight
Yeah, it's
busted, man.
crazy.
Dude, it was so bad. Like I didn't, because it was my part of my technique and stuff, and also just the shoe itself.
Right.
Because I was like doing long strides, especially like running downhill, you're pounding your knees. So
Yep.
I had to take glucosamine and shit like
Yep.
that.
You want to hear a worse one? I bought a pair of 860s from New Balance after training in these beat up Reeboks for 5-6 months. Bought
Yeah.
a pair of 860s from New Balance. Flew out to Nevada and ran the Las Vegas Marathon in them the next day. Brand new. Never.
Oh,
never
you
worn
didn't
them
break
in-
them in.
never worn
Oh, how
them
did that
in-
affect you? Would it affect your feet worse or your knees?
It was
Both?
honestly my shins.
Oh, you got shin splints?
I've
never gotten shin splints, thank God.
Me
I have
either. I've
never
never
gotten
gotten
shin
shin
splints until the day
I've
after that
gotten-
marathon.
Dude,
They're fucking brutal.
I don't.
They are fucking
Anybody who
brutal.
You
says
feel like somebody
Yeah.
took a baseball
Yes,
bat to your
dude.
shins.
Really,
They're fucking brutal.
You haven't experienced that pain?
I never got it in my shins.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I got it more in my hips. Actually, my hip joints.
my
I don't
hips
know if
get
that's because
fucked
I'm a
up.
woman.
To be clear, by
but,
the end of the marathon,
like,
everything hurt.
yeah.
Oh my god. fuck
Well,
that.
you know what
That's
hurt
like
for me
natural,
was,
man.
you know, it sounds weird. Any point of my body that had like kind of a crook, like my elbows,
Yeah.
my hips, my knees, like because think about it, when you're running, obviously your arms are kind of in that bent position, right?
Yeah, right,
So
right.
for me personally, if I went on a long run, you know, my elbows would hurt like after a long while, my knees would hurt, my hips
Yes.
would hurt,
Yeah.
and if it was like more than 10 miles, definitely blisters and the chafing, man. I
Oh,
just couldn't with the
chafing
chafing.
sucks,
Like
dude. Chafing
that's why I transitioned. Like I'd never thought I'd say this, but like I'd rather bike than run.
Yeah, I'm
personally.
the opposite. I just don't
Like I'd just rather bike. Just it's just you can get farther. You can listen to music.
Right,
It's just
I got
for
you.
me.
I don't listen. Do you listen to music when you run?
I do.
You do. I don't. I like that. I like to hear my breathing. I like to focus on my breathing and like,
I'm 50
especially running through the
I'm
woods.
50.
I listen to
50-50.
the most metal shit when
if
I'm
I-
You like
fucking
getting
running,
pumped
dude.
up?
If I'm in
Oh,
the
yeah.
woods,
Gotcha.
I won't listen to anything.
'Cause you like-
if I'm on the
just in case.
road, I have to have something in.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
I'm
See, I
actually the
agree with
opposite.
that.
does make
I'm actually
sense.
the complete opposite.
Like, really?
When I'm in the woods, I feel almost like I'm like in an episode of Vikings or something. And I'm
Yeah,
just,
but that's what I mean. You want like, so say if a fucking
just
bobcat
wanna-
comes out of here, you know?
No, I don't know. I just
jumps
I'm
out of
the
the bush. You wanna
opposite. When
hear
I'm
that
on the
shit
road,
coming, man.
see my theory behind this is because if I'm on the road, I want to be able to hear a car or
Yeah,
something.
but I'm talking about hearing animals.
I want
Nope.
it to be like swift and silent.
I'd rather, I don't know. I'd rather I just go out with a bobcat.
Really?
For me, that's just me personally. That's just me. But I
A
also
bobcat's not
You
gonna
think
kill
a
you.
bobcat's gonna
A
take this?
bobcat is like, do you guys know how
Yeah.
big a bobcat
Oh, I'm
is?
talking
It's
about
like,
like, okay.
it's like a cat.
I see them in my yard on the regular.
So I'll say it like this. So like since I run,
bobcat-
I've
oh,
run.
sorry.
my-
Am I
Okay,
screaming?
so no, you're good.
What?
No, you're
No,
good.
no, we're
You're good,
all
man.
doing it.
No, since I run with my dog a lot, I
Right, that makes sense.
don't wear headphones strictly for his sake because if they're because you
That
got
makes sense.
assholes letting
That
full
makes
breed.
sense.
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Let like around here, like people let their full. Like I have nothing against pit bulls at all. Like I love dogs, and you could have the nicest pit bull, but I'm saying
You
from
can use the stereotype. It's
yeah.
right there, right?
So I'm saying, so like take it at face value, right? You're running down a trail and stuff, and you see an unleashed pit bull just running its way, full bodied, that could just fucking mangle my dog in fucking 30 seconds, right?
Right.
You're gonna be fucking like, okay, this shit's getting real. Like you're gonna be fucking cautious, and you want to be ready for that. So that's why I don't fucking. That's why I
Exactly.
don't run
Well,
with
you
that
have a
shit.
reason for that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you run with your dog, so that's
That's,
Yeah.
That's a different story though.
Right.
You know.
So that's why. And like I said, if I'm not running with him, I like to not wear headphones or anything because I like to listen to my breathing. I like to focus on my breathing because
Okay.
that's a big part of cardio.
That,
for me.
but also like you got to think about it. It's one more device or something that has to be physically either in your hand or
yeah,
on
I
your
don't
body.
like that. I don't like carrying shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like even like if you have
Yeah.
pockets or armbands or whatever,
Yeah.
even if you have wireless like the pods, the
Yeah.
buds.
you could be so
It's-
lightweight now, though.
I know.
You get
It-
Apple
Right.
Watch and those earbuds.
I know that's
true.
true.
That's
That
very
is
true.
that
we're
is
we're
actually
on
very
opposite
true.
spectrums because
do you have
I'm with
earphones?
Tyler. I always use
Yeah,
headphones when I'm
you need
running.
that good motivation and stuff.
The thing is, like, I like the music for me makes me mellow out and like zone out.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
with
And
you.
it's,
Yeah,
like,
I'm with
more-
you.
And
For-
I,
yeah.
for me,
I,
more
I
like-
like I like shifting up my tempo too.
Me
Okay.
too.
Increasing my tempo with the music.
See, I'm the
I'm with-
opposite in
I'm
that
with
sense
Tyler.
too. Like
Yeah.
if I were to wear music, I would want it to pump me up, not mellow me down. That's where I'm.
Well, no,
different,
what Connor I think is
guess.
saying is it's
It-
more of
yeah.
like you
It gets
almost,
my mind like
Off the
disattached
workout?
that I'm running.
Oh, okay.
And then when I get that
Gotcha.
like
you know,
okay.
you can hit different moods in your run too.
Sure, yeah.
if I'm
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
about
that
like
makes
what you
sense. That
said,
makes sense.
thinking
Yeah,
about my
that's
breathing,
true.
thinking about X step, it feels like work. But like with
I'm with-
music,
I'm with
when I like
Connor,
zone
yeah.
out,
See,
it doesn't
that's-
feel like work.
See, that's
It
what I
feels
mean.
more
Like when I get to that barrier where it's like when you're running, the first mile is a big lie. Like you
Yeah.
can't listen to whatever you tell yourself, and I like to get past of those lies that I tell myself. So I like that motive because if I'm listening to music, I just forget about those. Like I don't like. It's like a building. It's like a discipline that I like building. You know what I
Alright.
mean?
No,
That's
that's
I
why
do
I
agree with
like
that.
it.
That
makes
to,
sense.
to Tyler's point though, I mean, to Tyler's point, I will say I do like to have kind of the variety and stuff. And like
Yes.
Connor said,
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes sense.
it's nice because you can pace yourself.
Did you wear headphones or listen to music when you did the marathon?
No, because I was with my sister
Okay.
the whole time.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can
Got it.
talk, yeah.
That
We
makes sense.
tried.
If you were
for
if you
like
were
a half
alone,
hour.
would you do it?
If I was alone, I would have done music. Absolutely.
I would have
Yeah,
done it too.
I
That's a
probably
marathon
would've-
like that, something that long.
I
would
would
wear
have.
headphones.
Yeah.
I think I would have had I think I would have done better in the marathon if I had been alone.
I bet,
My
yeah.
sister had a knee injury that kind of messed up her pace. And if you've ever tried to run at not your own pace,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
fucking awful.
fucks you.
Yep.
This is why I run by
Yep.
myself. Like you're
Yes.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
That is why I don't like partner running.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I just
Can't do it.
I can't
Can't
with
do
the pacing thing. Like I just need to be in my
It
own.
physically, it's not just mentally you don't feel right.
Yeah.
Your
Yes.
body
Your gait-
is
your gait.
physically.
Yeah, your gait and your cadence.
Your mechanics.
Yeah,
and
like your whole,
cadence.
like everybody has their own cadence.
It's
and
like an
once that
engine
gets thrown out-
firing
yeah.
at like 5 degrees off.
Yeah.
That's why
Yep.
I'm not a huge
Everything
fan
screws everything.
of running like with people. I mean, like Tyler, if we went on a run, I'm sure we'd be okay. But still,
Yeah.
like it's just
It wouldn't be satisfying.
my mechanics are
And
different.
actually, so Rose just got a bicycle, and so she takes it out on the airline trail to mountain bike.
Okay.
And her comfortable pace for her to feel like she's doing work and going as fast as she wants to is exactly my running pace on the
Really?
bicycle.
Okay.
Yep. So
So that's good.
we just stay neck and neck the whole time.
Nice.
And it
That's
works
good.
out really perfect.
Nice.
But do 26.2 miles with somebody who is doing even slightly off of what you're doing,
Yeah.
and I mean, by
because that becomes all you
by
think about.
mile 17, you're both
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
It consumes you. That becomes all you think
Yeah.
about. Is how can I fix this? And
Well,
you can't.
what consumes me too, so when I'm running and stuff, going back to like running with my dog and stuff, I'm gonna go off on a little side story.
Yeah.
So I carry like mace with me just for my dog's safety and stuff like that. Cause he is the most innocent fucking dog. He doesn't harm anything. He's a sweetheart. And so anyways, I carry bear mace and stuff. And moral of the story is I ended up bear macing my girlfriend a couple days ago.
Good job. Good job, man.
Accidentally.
Also,
Well, not accidentally.
It's an important thing for everyone to experience. Like,
So here's the thing, right? So I was with her a couple days ago, and I'm sorry, Georgia, but we had a good time. He saw the video. I took a video where she was laughing. She was really good about it. Anyway, so we went on a late night walk and stuff, and we were walking. She's like, just for the security. I saw you just brought the mace and stuff. We walked around here like late night. I think like 11 o'clock at night, and I got back. But like we're outside out front. I'm like, you want to see how this works? She's like, yeah, sure. And so I fucking point it the other way. It's powerful. It's bear mace, so it's a little canister. So it's pretty powerful. So I spray it. And it comes out, it's like a big cloud. It's not like a little stream, like a pepper spray. It's like a big fucking cloud, just a short little fucking quarter second of a burst. So we're standing there. I'm like, yo, that's pretty powerful. And she's like, oh, yeah, wow, holy shit. And we're standing there. We're just talking for like 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. And then all of a sudden I get a whiff. Like I got the backdraft of it, came back, big cloud. I started, because I've been like in the military, tear gas and stuff like that. So like, I got the hot face, and I got
knew exactly what was
and
happening.
So she got it too, and we spent literally an hour getting it off. Like we had to shower and shit and stuff like that. It was fucking awful. And the next day it was so weird, and she experienced the same sensation. As she got into a course, we were running. Like I went for she was doing her thing. She was home, and I went for a run out here, and I went running, and like halfway through my run, my feet started burning, like pepper sprayed. Like got the sensation that my feet were like fucking got pepper sprayed. And then I saw her later that night. I'm like, yeah, I had this weird thing. She's like, did your feet fucking burn? I'm like, yeah. So it was fucking weird. Like got in our pores and shit. It was. I don't know if you've never experienced pepper spray, have you?
No, my dad has.
You have?
My dad was in the police.
I have, yeah,
so-
mace.
Really, yeah, it's a terrible sensation. It's not lethal though. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's just
extremely
gonna be
uncomfortable.
really, really uncomfortable and painful.
Extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I have
It's
got
just a
hot
weird
spots in my eyes
sensation.
though. So.
Got everything.
That-
got
I love
been
hot sauce.
tased. I've
Oh,
been-
Jesus. Yeah,
I think what's up there sometimes is like when you're running and you swallow a fly or.
I hate that.
Dude,
I
I'm
hate
telling you,
that.
it's not going to be as painful, but it's such a goddamn inconvenience.
No, what's even worse is running through spider webs. I hate
agree
that
with
shit.
that. Yeah, because you
Spider
can't get it
webs,
off,
dude.
and it
I'll
sticks
run
to
through
your
a spider
sweat.
web. I don't care. If I get one of those black gnats in my eye,
Oh, you're done.
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, because I wear contacts, so that's even worse.
I
huh?
refuse to wear contacts when I run.
Really?
I put my glasses on.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, why?
For that specific reason.
Really?
I bicycled for how long, and I learned that lesson instantly.
Okay, all right, that
yep.
makes sense. Yeah, dude, I just hate that.
You get a built-in windshield, and you get the
That's
added
true.
ability to see.
Yeah, but spider webs affect your whole body, so I'm running like literally today, like 2 minutes into my fucking run. I'm already running through fucking
I
spider
don't
webs.
care.
I'm
If there's
got
a
that- I hate
spider
that,
on
like,
it,
silky
it
fucking
wants out
feeling,
as
you know
much
what
as
I
I
mean?
want it off. It
No.
doesn't care.
Okay. Yeah, but the gnat in my eyes, it happened like once to me the past like 3-4 months, like once. But when it happened, it fucking
Do you
sucked.
guys both have light colored eyes? What's your eye color?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very light
All
eyes.
What-
three of
what-
us
what color
do.
do you guys?
Nah.
See,
Blue.
Yeah, these are all
I'm sure you guys know about
natural
this, but like, they say like light eye color is like a recessive gene.
Yes.
So they say like
It is.
Dude,
It's also far more sensitive to the light.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I have like very I don't know if you can tell. I have like
Yeah.
almost black eyes.
Yep.
And like I've had 20/20 vision.
Really?
My eyesight's probably the best thing about my entire like doctors have even
Oh, I
said.
can't-
Ocular
my
defects
eyesight's
are
fucking
actually a
amazing,
higher percentage in people with light eyes.
Oh yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Ocular defects are actually
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
dude, I'm a
people
prime
with-
example of that.
I always
can't
wanted
see
I
shit
always
and I'm
wanted light eyes.
colorblind. Yeah.
That being said, I always wanted like
Yeah.
like blue eyes or like
Really?
green eyes. Or,
Well,
like,
dude, that comes in
something.
appearance. Everybody wants something that they don't have. Like,
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
very
That's
thick,
true.
like wavy hair.
I have
wish
never
I could have
once
straight
wished
hair.
I had darker eyes.
Really? Well, that's one thing.
Like my
Actually,
eyes.
Yeah, I always
I like
wanted,
my eyes
I
too.
always wanted
No, I'm
cool.
talking like hair or something. Or
Yeah,
something
I
like
I
that.
I
understand.
wish my hair was a little less curly.
Yeah,
same here.
everybody
Like,
has
I got
something.
that wavy, thick
Yeah.
hair. Like I don't have fine hair.
I
It's not,
remember
like, straight.
your face. Or I mean your yearbook picture.
Oh
was,
yeah,
the
fro,
like an afro.
the fro, yeah,
That was
yeah.
awesome.
I feel like if you
Fucking solid.
grew your hair out, it gets like puffy. It gets like puffy.
You
kind
know
of,
what?
right?
It gets wavy. It doesn't
Yeah,
get
it
curly.
gets wavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it gets. No,
That's cool.
I can
hate that,
leave it
man.
alone. I can leave it alone out of
Yeah.
the shower.
I hate having
I
long
just,
hair.
but I hate it because it comes down. I can feel it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I can't stand facial hair personally. It's just such an inconvenience.
Yeah, neither
You
can
know
I.
what?
hate
I used to shave my face.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And
Okay.
then I discovered that, so I have a lot of friends who just don't have
Right.
the whole.
They can't grow it. They get
Yeah.
patchy and shit.
Yep. And I let it grow out one day. I was like, holy shit, I have an actual full beard.
Yeah.
And that's-
So if you have the
that's kinda
potential,
cool.
like you guys
Yeah.
both have the
I also
potential of
like,
growing like a nice clean beard.
Definite vanity
that-
plug.
yeah.
I like what it does to my jawline.
Yes. Oh,
Agreed.
Definitely.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah. Some people look better with that.
Yep.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I've never grown up. I've grown on a mustache.
You know
once, and that
what?
was
The
it.
percentage of people I know who say what you say, who are blonde,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like dirty blonde. Yeah.
far higher than people with dark hair.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Almost everyone I know with dark hair insists on growing it out, and
Yeah.
all of my
It's like a good
friends
balance.
with blonde hair won't
Yep.
do it.
It's not. I don't know, man. I just don't like.
Well,
it's
like,
a dirty sensation.
We've talked
for
about this
me.
before. Is like having like dark hair.
Yeah.
Like look at my fucking eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like they're like prominent.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
They're
shave my
like they're
eyebrows.
very like dark.
Like
so you can see every like.
Yeah, you have to
piece
trim
of
your
hair.
eyebrows, right?
I have to, man. Like you see.
I remember he came
I
over.
came to
He's
your
like-
house and trimmed my eyebrows.
I didn't know that. He like came
Had
over
to.
and I was like, "Yo, can I
They
use
were
your clippers?" I'm
fucking
like, "Yeah."
bushes,
He's
dude,
like,
like-
"You need me to cut
So
your hair?"
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
This is that like, do you manicure and maintain that, or is this your natural line?
I use a straight razor. I use like
Okay.
a straight.
So
straight
these
edge,
are. This
straight
is a
razor.
natural line.
That's a natural line.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Yeah, that's
pretty
clean.
solid.
That's
Yeah.
clean
That-
for a natural.
You have a better
line,
beard
man.
than I
Hair
do.
doesn't
Because
grow
when my
above that.
hair grows a little bit higher, it gets kind of patchy.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I
Just
line
trim
it
that shit
down.
down.
I line it down like
Yeah,
like
for you not even manicuring that at all. That
Yeah,
is
that's
very
this is-
clean.
this is-
yeah, that's
that's
nice.
it.
That's good.
Yeah,
It's not like
that's solid.
yeah.
So that was
gets
one of
up
my
there,
things.
yeah.
I was like, "Wow,
Yep.
I could shave this."
Yeah, some
like,
guys can get that
leave.
like really high cheek hair.
I
Yes.
can't.
And
See,
it-
I don't get that.
Dude,
I
you
don't-
can't-
My neck,
Cornelius.
the things that grow the fur like really bad for me is my mustache and my neck.
Yeah, neck.
What
The
color-
neck
what
thing
color
I've
I
seen
do
on
have to-
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, same. I got a big
Yeah.
neck.
I get really like light brown hair too. So
Yeah.
if it,
So you
depending
don't
on
have the red beard phenomenon.
I've never seen
yeah,
you
I
grow a
probably
full
could.
beard
Yeah, I
out.
probably
man.
could. Yeah.
I want to
Yep.
see. I want to see you growing out.
Oh, man,
so
I
bad.
hate it. I hate it. I
You
try,
got to make them lose a bet.
dude.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good point.
I want you to.
My
grow it
dad.
out.
My dad's the same way, dude. My dad's like my dad. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was like I'm gonna grow out a goatee. Like my dad used to have a nice solid mustache. Like you know who what's that guy's name from the fucking whatever the guy who has Tom something who has a really nice mustache like Hawaii Five. What is that show? Anyways,
Tom Selleck? What
Tom
are you saying?
Selleck. Tom
Yes.
Selleck.
Okay,
Yes,
now I
Tom
can- you're
Selleck. Tom Selleck. Whatever show
She
he
got
was
it,
fucking
yeah.
on. Yeah. You remember Dad when he had the mustache? That was a solid fucking mustache.
crazy.
That was a good ass mustache. It was like a Ron Jeremy ass stash, right? Solid.
Oh my god.
I don't know if
So
that's. I don't
anyways-
know if that's a good
Dude, he's a-
mustache you want. But.
Dude, he's a fucking world porn star. Anyways, he's the same way like me. He doesn't grow out his facial hair. So, anyways, like 3 weeks ago, he was like, "I'm gonna grow my goatee out." I'm like, I was all for it. I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then a week into it, he's like, "Nope, I had to shave it because we were both like that. We don't like that sensation of like
Yeah.
having that shit on your face."
No,
That's
I
just
feel you.
what
Can't let
is,
it
man.
get out past 2 weeks. 2 weeks is my.
And then you just trim it from there. Or you don't start
This
fresh.
is
right?
actually this is trimmed today. Right
Okay.
Before we came
Yeah,
here,
that looks
I
good.
just trimmed
Okay.
it down.
That looks
and,
good. No homo,
So
but
the
that looks
only
good.
thank you.
It looks good.
The
does
only thing
good.
I do is I have a buzzer with a guard. I just pass over the whole thing. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
That's
don't have to do any razor work other than the
Yeah.
neck, and that's all. But I've done it for. I think the last time I shaved it clean. The last time I shaved this clean was the Endgame premiere. I did the Tony Stark.
Oh, okay.
I think
Gotcha.
I do remember that.
Yep.
Okay.
I do remember that.
I see you.
But before that, I 5 years ago for an interview at Cardio, and I hated it.
Just to
So-
be
yeah,
like,
because
just to
they
look
they
professional
yeah
and
they don't
shit.
like guys
Yeah.
with
That was.
they
What
don't
are
like guys
that,
with
the
facial hair.
But
Yankees?
if it gets out much longer, it starts curling, and I don't know.
Honestly, I like shaving too. I like that fresh feeling afterwards.
So,
I
like,
like
I
that.
used to not have like facial hair, and I remember when I went for my job at the post office, I fully shaved, and I remember like going in for the interview, I felt like a fucking like I just didn't feel
like a baby.
Yeah, like
yeah, you
I
didn't
felt
feel like
I was,
naturally like yourself,
12
right?
again. I was
Yeah,
like,
because that's
fuck,
like it's
But
part
I
of you
can't
now.
picture you with facial.
That's what I
hair.
mean. It's like
So
it's essentially becomes like an element. It's like a part of you. It's like, oh, Connor. He's like you just picture him
is,
like
two
Connor with a
guys.
beard. You
Yeah.
know, me
Yep.
you never picture. It's like
Yeah,
oh, Brendan with a beard.
It is.
I can't
yeah.
picture
So that's the thing.
with facial hair.
I'll never do it.
I
I'll
think
never
you
do
rock it.
I
Yeah,
would never
no,
do
you
it.
look good without facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
honestly.
What you're saying? I could rock.
I think you could rock it.
could rock facial
rock a
hair.
beard.
Honestly, I
Maybe-
think like
I've
I've never
do a
seen you with
goatee,
facial
but that's
hair,
it.
but I feel like you would look better with no facial hair.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
you
I'm
look,
gonna
like,
agree
it
on
fits
that.
you.
I like it.
I think everyone should try it.
I've like when I have tried it, I've grown out a mustache, and it came out pretty nice, but I don't know, because it's the mustache. I know it doesn't.
I think
look,
you
it
should.
doesn't
You know,
look
I think
good.
it should have been a
It's-
quarantine thing. I
Right.
think you should
I
have
know,
given it
I
a month.
should've.
I think
I
you
know, I
should have given it
should've.
a solid month.
Yes,
I know.
I agree.
But I just like the feeling of shaving, man. I just
Yeah.
like the freshness of it.
How do you? By the way, how do you, for listeners who are looking to listen in live? How do you? Are you streaming through YouTube, or are you live right now?
Going, yeah. So we're live. We're recording right now. We're not going to be live on YouTube.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
I got to edit it down and then
Okay.
just throw it all together and throw it online.
I
But
gotcha.
yeah, our platform is YouTube, guys, out there. If you've just joined in, but I probably imagine you didn't just join in.
I see you don't have an
because,
Apple product, so you're not.
I do
on
not
the
have an Apple
podcast.
product. I wish I did have an Apple product, honestly, but that would make this thing. It's actually not that hard, honestly. This converting this.
What do
and
you?
stuff like
I
that.
see Audacity there. I'm
Yes.
a big fan.
Audacity is out for being
Audacity.
free.
Yeah,
Yes,
Audacity's
absolutely.
great.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
it's one of those
Audacity
GNU
is-
products that is.
Yeah, it is solid.
Open source coding at its best.
Oh man, it is. It does the job. That's
Yep.
it. It does the fucking job. Don't have to fucking, do it. There's no ins and outs to it. It's very straightforward. So yeah, the whole editing process. We just reached an hour, guys. So cheers to that.
Why not?
Yeah,
You want
hell
to take
yeah.
a break for a second?
I was just gonna say, let's
Yeah,
go.
sure, we'll
Just
take a little
break.
break
We'll
and
just stop.
refill.
You grab a piece of pizza.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
About to go smoke.
Which
Long
one
game.
is it? Is it
Home
home?
ownership is the long game.
Is it home owner?
Yes.
That's the long game, or we're gonna
Ownership.
start with?
You know what's the long game? You guys want a piece of trivia?
Sure.
All right. So
I like trivia.
the Tappan Zee Bridge was the construction was started in 1952. It was completed in 1955. It's a little over 3 miles long, which means that it's over 1,000 times longer, and still took less time to complete than the bridge in front of Wyndham fucking Heights.
Really?
Yeah,
No shit.
yeah. I'm sure you
Wait,
guys
where
have
is-
been
I don't even know where
suffering
is
as
that?
the Tappan Zee.
Yeah.
It's one of the two major bridges in New York
To
City.
New York, yeah.
The George Washington, Tappan Zee, right?
The GWB and
Yeah.
Tappan
Okay,
Zee. Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
I
In case
actually
you guys
did-
were
I know
wondering.
that.
I
Wow,
had,
I'm
to
an
pee in
idiot.
I had to pee in a cup on the George Washington Bridge.
Interesting.
My
Yeah,
mom
you
did
were
too.
being charged
My mom also
$25
had
to
do
go
that as
across
well.
that bridge.
It
So.
was really hard. It's
Yeah.
really, especially as a female. Oh my god, man, I had to do some maneuvering. I had some looks. Anyway,
Yeah. So that's.
so speaking of traveling, Tyler, I mean, you did a recent kind of trip tour, if you will. Loaf of bread. Do you remember loaf of bread, dog?
Loaf of bread,
Do you
dog.
remember loaf of bread? You did a tour trip around the country. the
Tour de
US.
force, yes.
Tour de Tyler around the U.S. on the onslaught of this whole.
Yeah, yeah.
coronavirus.
So when
tell us about it.
when COVID hit and the TSA issued all the travel advisories not to fly, I being the inflammatory, argumentative person I am, took that as an opportunity to
travel.
Good for
you,
JetBlue had
man.
a fire sale on tickets, so I made a kayak itinerary. I did Hartford to Lauderdale to Dallas to Los Angeles to Vegas to Lauderdale so the original plan was from Lauderdale to Bradley, but by the end of my trip they'd started canceling flights willy-nilly, so it ended up being Lauderdale to Atlanta to Bradley. Anyway, this whole itinerary that I just described cost me $96.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a fucking
Yep.
deal.
So I 3 days. 3 days I did Hartford to Florida to Texas to California to Vegas. So Vegas was really cool. This was
Holy shit.
one of the
Did you get any sleep?
I got to sleep on the plane, and I actually stayed overnight in
sleep on
Vegas. I stayed in the airport hotel,
Okay.
which had no one staying in it. So it cost me $40 for the night.
Wow. That's a fucking deal, dude.
yeah.
Good timing too before all this shit got.
Yep, my rental car in Vegas cost me $13 for the day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I drove it. I put a little under 300 miles on it. I went out
What
to
did you do that in like a day?
yeah. Well,
God.
this whole trip was 3 days.
Holy shit.
So
yeah, right.
Vegas was cool. So this was my big thing with. I got a lot of shit from it from Rose about this, about how stupid it was to go. But anyone can see Vegas, right? Anyone can go to Vegas. Anyone can experience the bright lights. But I got to see Vegas as a ghost town. I got to
That's
see.
true.
I got to see the Strip closed. I got to see old Vegas empty with plywood on the hotels.
Did you see tumbleweeds?
I did see tumbleweeds. I did see tumbleweeds. I actually have some pictures of
awesome.
tumbleweeds in Vegas, and it was surreal.
That is
Having
cool.
been there a year
That's
before
very-
that for a marathon,
Right.
and seeing all the bright lights. It was crazy. And the airports too. Dallas Airport, I saw 3 people the entire time I was there.
No shit.
Yep.
Are you serious?
3 people the entire time
That's
I was there.
crazy. That's like I would want to see a picture of that. Like put a poster of that. Like Vegas Strip, just
Desolate.
desolate, nothing.
I stood in the middle of Fremont Street.
That's like
Old
time.
Vegas.
That's like Times Square, like
And
just being
took a
like nobody.
picture
You know what I
straight
mean?
Something
down
that
it
you're
with-
never gonna see again.
Yeah.
No,
It's
you're
like
never
once in a
gonna-
lifetime.
You know, the
Yeah.
last time that they
Right.
closed the Strip
When?
was when Kennedy was assassinated, and they closed it for 3 hours.
Wow. And that's only 3 hours.
Yeah.
That just shows,
Are they still
goes to
closed
show
out
you.
there? Probably.
No, they reopened.
They
They did?
reopened.
Okay.
Just goes to show you how crazy and how serious the pandemic was.
Right.
Is.
Right. Well, then, like going back to like even the casinos in Connecticut, like you said, it's like a courtesy. You know, it's like a courtesy for them because they don't have to unless Vegas has
The
different circumstances.
Gambling Commission, the Nevada Gambling Commission, has a different set of stipulations.
Okay,
It's
all right,
not
that makes
on
sense.
sovereign
Oh,
tribal
okay.
territory.
Gotcha. So they have to follow the state rule. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But still, that's an awesome. I would imagine you took pictures and.
I took a ton of pictures. I took like identical pictures from when I had taken pictures of the Vegas Strip when I was there for the marathon with all the bright lights.
Oh,
That's
you did the
cool.
before and
dancers.
after.
And
Hell yeah.
just deserted. Have you seen Resident Evil?
Yes.
Any of the
Yeah.
5 when they're in Vegas?
Yeah.
It kind of looked like that.
That's crazy.
Just deserted.
That's
boarded
pretty
up.
cool. That's
Yeah.
like that's a good piece of history.
Surreal.
That'll be in, like,
It was-
that'll probably be in some American history books within 50 years or so. Pictures like that
Yeah.
at this point in time, because this is a point in time like nothing else, man. It's fucking crazy. The country's never been in the situation before.
I was gonna
in
say,
this concept.
just imagine, 50 years from now, if a kid opens up a textbook,
Yeah.
they see, okay, 2020, they lived through
People walking
basically
around with fucking masks
they
and
lived
stuff.
through a pandemic,
2019 was pedestrian.
but they also they basically they're gonna see pandemic, but we also lived through a revolutionary period,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Second Civil War.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
really crazy.
Well,
2020 was a leap year, and it sure leapt into some fucking shit.
Yeah,
well,
it
yeah.
left its way into some shit.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. It's.
The protests going on.
We're almost
there.
halfway. Yeah, I was gonna say we can jump into that a little bit. So
protests? All right.
Yeah, going from desolate areas because of the pandemic to crowded areas because of these scheduled protests, whether they're scheduled or not, just protests in general because of George Floyd's death. How do we feel about that, guys? I mean, let's get your opinion. You said you have opinions on it, right?
Well, it's you have to remember this isn't unprecedented.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen people blocking streets before.
Yes.
Over racial issues.
Yes.
Usually, which isn't unwarranted. Absolutely not. We, as a authoritarian culture, we do kill or use unwarranted physical force against a disproportional amount of people of color.
I agree.
I personally, personal opinion, don't agree with a lot of the protest methods. The
Say it, man.
riots, the blocking of streets, they have a lot of side effects and consequences that aren't considered by the people who may or may not have the best interests of their cause at heart.
Seeing kind of like as opportunists, right? You were talking about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Opportunists,
a
definitely.
lot of the negative stuff we're seeing on the media is a result of people who will always come out of the woodwork in situations like this. People who want to watch the world burn. The
agree.
jokers of the world who aren't even in it for the political or the socio-political motivations, who are just in it to throw a brick through a window.
Yeah. Or to just get their face on television
Yeah.
too, if you're that. If
And
you're
that
going
sucks.
route. Oh my God, yeah. Because you got to stick to the original point at hand, the
Yes.
original. And yeah, I agree with you, Tyler.
I think it's
Completely,
veered so
100%.
far away from
100%.
George Floyd that it's just its
Yeah.
own identity.
I
now.
think
It's
that's
just-
what I was just gonna say
Yeah.
to Connor's point. I was just gonna say it's veered so far off track,
Agrees.
off the rails. And my problem is too. I was talking to my friend about this today at lunch. Is this whole issue is multidimensional, and everybody's looking at this as if it's a one-dimensional issue.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's multidimensional.
Well, we're talking
You
about
know-
protests here, like in Wyndham, right? I took a picture of this today after my run. I walked by, and here you can pass it along. I want you to say that says we have a white supremacist terrorist problem. That's what it says.
Right in front of the Wyndham
Yeah.
Town
Yeah.
Green.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
just
Okay.
right down the block.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
That's what I mean, like by a multi-dimensional issue. First of all, if we're looking at like strict face value, it's police brutality is what we're talking about,
Exactly.
right? Police brutality is the primary subject at hand. And I feel like all these offshoots are coming out of it, kind of like what you were saying, like gives you the opportunity to like throw a brick through the window, or like say you have, some resentment for some way, so you build a flag or like that to it's an offshoot of the issue at hand, which I just don't agree with. Like,
I think
if it means that much to you, if an issue like that means that much to you, protest it in that sense. It shouldn't have to take this gentleman's death for you to do that.
I think
if it matters to you that much, I'll put it that way.
It's discrediting, exactly. I mean, if you feel this strongly about something, I mean, like Tyler said, there's a lot of people coming out of the woodwork, and it's like, well, would you have done something if this hadn't spawned it? And another thing too that's really kind of irritating on social media is two people who may be confused as to how to respond. I'm really not cool with people who on social media are forcing others on how to think.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of us are confused right now, so it's okay if we don't post erratically.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, we've had CNN on in the background.
We have CNN on. This is at the nation's capital. And you have people in the background, this gentleman reporting. Behind the reporter, you got people holding their iPhones and shit. Oh, look at me! It's like it's entertainment.
Contest.
We're taking advantage of this guy's death.
So at its core,
entertainment.
I think
Yes.
a lot of these protests and the social media posts you've seen are, I called it 70% the other day, so I'll stick to that figure. 70% of it is virtue signaling. And wanting to feel like you're doing something because it makes you feel good, and not because you have a deep-seated need to change something.
I was actually going to say that exact thing.
It's a shallow sense of self-fulfillment that you just are trying to satisfy in a sense, and then you post on Instagram thinking that it's going to actually.
You know what I do like today is I see a lot more masks than I did the other day.
I went by. Last night I saw pretty much.
I see plenty of memes that are like, "Oh, COVID's canceled. It's riots now," and it comes at a really inopportune time. This whole thing, and it really illustrates the phenomenon of mainstream media steering the public.
I think I think some people. I mean, to touch on why people choose when they want to. I mean, I think that look at the Me Too movement and all that. I think some people don't want to get their voices out until
they have that support.
Yeah, well, and when something like this happens, there are people that will say, "I have been victimized by police," and they will come together. So in that sense, I agree with what some of the things are doing. But dude, there's no justice in burning people's. But look at Minneapolis, man. It's fucking destroyed. It's on fire, man. It's absolutely fucking destroyed.
If it's your livelihood, I mean,
what does that prove?
You should be ashamed of
yourself. What does that prove? I mean, think about how much goes into the things we create. Think about how much goes into the buildings that we fucking create. If people will just destroy
pushing it backwards.
Yeah, it's people will just destroy that, and they don't know the cost of the things they're doing. Not just the physical cost, but
these actions, these riots, even if they're not the result of the protesters, the protests alone facilitate them, and the extremists that do this discredit.
Exactly.
And, as I just said, they push back the agenda of the legitimate protests and the legitimate complaints that are the root of what's going on here.
Yeah.
So
it's a complete offshoot of it.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's human nature, but it's unfortunate.
It's like they build their own narrative of the issue of something.
It becomes a self-fulfilling cycle.
Yes.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes. 100%. And it's these people. I feel like these people have these underlying issues in a sense, to begin with, because they don't feel heard in a sense. And I feel like this is the opportunity.
I feel like
I can be heard in a sense in some way. I'm going to take this opportunity to say.
So at this point, there's no mistake to be made. We will accomplish change. There's going to be a lot of reform in authoritarian departments, but. Maybe it's not going to be what it could have been. It's not going to be
right.
legislated in the public forum that it should have been.
Yes, I agree.
It's going to be gut reaction, really reactive.
To satisfy.
To get the town in Alabama that tore down the monument. Yeah. So that people would stop lighting shit on fire.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be stuff like that. It's not going to be permanent. There's
right.
I mean, there's always there's always going to be like
Injustice,
just
in
race,
this
like
kind of
racism.
sense.
I mean, like,
yeah,
dude, I'm sorry to say it, but it's in our nature to
It's evolutionary to
It's in your
fear
nature
or
to-
despise that which is physically different from us.
exactly.
And I
hate to-
think
hate to admit it,
decrying
but
that or
Yes.
trying to deny it as part of human nature is erroneous in and of itself.
Exactly.
We are
Exactly.
evolved enough socially and intellectually to repress that and
Well said.
cognitively
Yeah, I agree.
address it. But
evolutionarily,
I think, like,
that's a
but it-
long
but
process
it-
that
yeah.
it took, and that takes. Our brains are built in that way where
we have to
change-
recognize difference in
But
each
this-
other
But
rather than
that's it. But the
and saying we are all the
instincts-
same.
that's like exactly. That
it
we're
is
not.
at
That's
its
where the-
core a
yeah.
flight or flight response.
Yes.
It's like
Yep.
a small rabbit running from us just because we're bigger than it.
Yeah.
Not because you come out of your house in the
Exactly.
morning
Yeah.
and
We're
you
different.
want to hurt that rabbit.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
But you're bigger than it and it's afraid of you.
Yep.
And it's just what it
Exactly. It's a
something
different
deep
kind of-
back in its evolution
Yes.
was trained to do.
Yeah, that's well said. Like it's
But as human beings, as a society,
Mm-hmm.
which in and of itself is a problem, we should be and we are intellectually developed enough to address and overcome that.
to our core. What makes us so superior in a sense is we're social beings.
Yes.
Like we're social creatures. We're tribal creatures. That's how we evolve. That's how we evolved tenfold because of our ability to communicate in certain ways like that, and that's evolved through time. But evolutionary, that's only been like a small in terms of our evolution as a
Fractal.
human, small fraction. That window of communication, it's a small fraction in terms of how we think evolutionarily. Instinctually is what you're talking about. The fight or flight, that's instinctually thought. That's like a primal sense of how we think, and like you can't really like suppress that. We are suppressing it today in terms of like what you're saying is socially accepting, coming to relativity in terms of how other people live, how other people are. We connect in that sense socially to understand each other in that sense. We didn't have that back then in terms of like when we were thousands and thousands of years ago. You know, we didn't have that. So it's a primal reaction. But
when you look on some of these, some of the news, some of the videos in the news, the one thing that kind of upsets me is, you see like we're all white. We see white people, throwing bricks and all these. Dude, like, okay, we're Irish, like we've been oppressed. For sure. But the thing is, like, this is a
Buy potatoes.
black live. Yeah, this is a Black Lives.
Buy potatoes,
This is a
yes.
Black Lives Matter
Right,
movement.
right.
Seeing white people like throwing. It's just.
It's
It's
in
not
terms of,
like
like,
it's just
relativity.
not. Yeah, exactly. It's just it proves to me like they're doing it just.
yeah. I mean,
no-
hey,
Like, we don't know what it's
to
like. We
throw
don't know
a
what
brick
it's like to
through a
be
window.
judged
Yeah.
because we're black. We don't.
Yes.
People, we know what it is to be judged for white, but it's like that's a
Right.
little bit different.
Right.
It's completely different.
I mean, if I were an African American black, I would appreciate the support from another race.
But we have
I
no
would
business
totally-
being there, man. I'm sorry. Like, I
so-
hate to say it.
right?
but
I
we
mean,
don't.
I mean, it's but if they want to support and they want to support that's fine. If they choose to do that, but I completely agree with you. It's not our.
It's not our place. Man.
Yeah, exactly. It's not our.
What's fascinating when you look at it from a like metacognitive standpoint is everyone out there has a different reason that we'll never be able to understand
Very
for
true.
being in that
Yeah.
street.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
gonna tangent
Yep.
into that and just say that every single person out there right now on CNN is there for a slightly different reason. They
Yeah.
might think as a collective whole that they're doing this for the collective good.
Yeah.
But everybody either has that self-fulfilling prophecy of satisfaction, maybe they genuinely want to cause systemic change in the government. Some people might just be out there just because they want to get their face on TV or social media, and I hate to say that, but like you said, every single individual out there is there for a slightly different reason, and that's
They all have a
that you
narrative
will
they're trying to
never-
follow.
They will all have a narrative they're trying to follow. They will never have a collective stance on it, and
And some of them are there for the right reasons, some of them are there for the
Yep.
wrong
Yeah.
reasons.
even if you're there for the right reasons, though, it's really tough to determine what are the right reasons, and kind of like what Connor said, it's you want to support somebody, you want to support a movement, but this is a really tough and sensitive issue because it's not our battle. We want to support, we want to be that support network and the support net for them, but it's very difficult to be a white person and say I'm going to stand by you and stand for this,
Agreed.
because we will
Yeah.
never
Right. Understand the
that.
oppression.
As
and stuff.
much as we,
Well, we can. What you can't, if you're white, what you can do is be in support of, the bad seeds, the bad apples.
Yes.
For police brutality.
Yes.
Taking the color out of it, skin color out of it. Just looking at the police in general. There's bad seeds everywhere. I mean, but I don't hate the police whatsoever at all. His father was a cop too. His father was a Hartford cop for how long?
28 years.
Yeah. So I mean,
Right.
that's the issue at hand. I mean, so if you're supporting it for police brutality, I mean, those guys did get out of line.
Think about it. Like, think about if your parents didn't have the opportunity that they had, right? So some people will raise the argument that, oh, well, you've never experienced being a slave. You never experienced, what it was like. But like, actually, they do, because having bloodline that goes way back, that was oppressed, that's going to change how you are.
Yeah.
All of your blood. So it's
definitely.
it does matter. But the thing is, putting money into the ghettos, putting money into low income areas is not the way to combat that, dude. It's not.
In terms of like what?
Just putting money into low income areas. Like, people who don't have good education are going to destroy everything they fucking look at the fucking city, man. It's burning.
Well, you could say people could argue that they do need more education.
No, education
would you
is
think that?
what they need, not money.
Better
not
quality.
money that.
Better. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But the thing is, like, how do you combat that? People won't show up. People won't show up to school. You have a family that doesn't care. Why would you care? And it's
Right.
just-
See, you know what? Going back to life as early stage or as a residential cable tech, we go into a lot of houses, a lot. Every house you can imagine. I've seen early in my career. I've seen everything from just like rampant drugs and firearms out on the table that shouldn't be there, to kids in conditions that they shouldn't be in. You can't force change for the parents.
yeah.
So
Yep.
how do you affect the change for the youth?
yeah.
You teach a kid at school 6 hours a day if you're lucky,
Yep.
and then
if you're lucky.
they go back to another 18 hours a day at home.
Right.
And that's the environment that nurtures them.
course, yeah.
Your education comes from home. Your school is, I'll call it secondary at best, maybe tertiary though. What you take away from your scholastic environment is it's your retention of it, your assimilation of it is completely dependent on the environment you have at home.
And kids always, just by nature, you look at your parents as like superheroes.
Yeah.
Even if you think that, even if you know like what your parents are doing is like wrong, when you're a kid, like, you're like, oh well, they're my parents, like they know what they're doing, so it's like, I'm gonna do what they
they're
want.
the
And
end
the
all be all
environments
at
where
that
the
point.
all the parents want to do is sit there and veg out and watch TV. They just want their kids to shut up and be
Yeah.
in their rooms, and when they come home from school and come out for dinner and just go back to being quiet.
That's why parents are so happy when their kids
You-
go to school.
You're never going to foster a better educated generation with that. But the tragedy is that a lot of low income demographics, that the situation I described, that's everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Oh, every day.
You have
Living
a lot
those-
of that happening in this building.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
I've seen
it's
it.
yeah, that coming from a young age, I can't even imagine. I can't even put myself in the shoes of people who just start from day one in poverty, because you get a whole different perception of the world, and you end up living day by day. That's why you don't take your education seriously, and you say, okay, let me just end up selling drugs, getting by. You find out a matter of just getting by. Okay, you get a bit more bucks quick just selling some drugs and stuff like that at a young age and stuff, and then you realize you get into the gangbanging life, and next thing you know it, bad things begin to happen. And that is, I couldn't even imagine putting myself in that situation, living in America as a white male. I can't. And I support the people who make it out. And my father thinks like this too. He supports the people who, there are people who do make it out, and you know what? Those people should be the prime examples of who should reflect back and give back to their community.
The thing is, like, if you see no end goal,
Yeah,
what's the point?
Exactly.
Like, what
You know,
is
but
the point,
it's
honestly?
that small percentage, dude. Those small percentages who some people just have an inner like fire that that's burdened in them, that they have to they want to get out. Honestly, they want to get out, and those people should be a prime example to reflect back. And all it takes is just to get to a small handful of people to get them out and stuff, and that's a success in itself. Because, like you said, it's unrealistic to just get people out of this, who are just fostered by just a bad upbringing and stuff like that. Your parental upbringing means a lot.
Would you say reparations would help?
What do you mean,
Like money, like reparations, like money reparations,
like money into what? Like I don't know.
Into low, like I was
that.
talking about before, like low income
Like,
areas.
but what would it fund? Is what you're saying? Is
Like-
what
like-
I'm asking.
like education, like housing, just low income areas, like reparations of like.
I don't know.
I
don't
see.
know.
I
How do you
personally
guys
do
feel?
not think it would help at all, man.
Okay.
I just
No,
don't.
because you're not changing the.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not
The
changing the, whole
mindset.
environment.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
not changing
so
the generation
the
before.
thing is, like,
and that's
The question is how do you fix
how
it?
do you break the cycle?
Yeah, exactly. How do you break the cycle?
That's if we had that answer,
That I was gonna
things
say,
wouldn't
there-
be
this
the
wouldn't be-
way
oh, this wouldn't be
things
happening
wouldn't be
right
the way
now.
they
Yeah,
were. That's
so-
why it's a very tough and iffy subject. But let's track off this. This is a very sensitive issue. We can only talk about it so much because everybody's got their own opinion on it.
The unfortunate truth is that human beings are just animals, and we're simply better
Yeah.
at justifying the really shitty things we do.
Oh yeah.
We are. We always will be.
So we're talking about, but living in the home, you've gone into homes and stuff. Let's talk about home ownership in a sense, though. Let's touch on that.
Yeah, home ownership.
Yeah. What about home ownership? What is?
I did recently become a homeowner. I know
Nice.
Shelby is
For you?
looking at possibly doing the same in the future.
Okay.
It's
So you're all for home ownership.
I think there's a duality, as there is in all things, of what's advertised to you as the classic American dream of
You
owning
trying to
a
live that?
home.
Trying to live that American
Oh
dream?
hell no.
Nice.
I'd love to buy a tiny house somewhere in Nebraska, or maybe build a ranch out there. Property's cheap.
Nice.
Maybe get a mobile home and move it wherever I want. Have like 3 different places I can live. I'm not. I don't think I am at my core the person who'd want to spend their entire life in one place.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I started there. So bought a home.
Yeah. Nice.
It needs some work. Needs some siding. It always needs everything. It needs
That's what
stuff that you don't think about when you're
Yep.
renting a property.
I'm just thinking of, like, just typical, like, that's our lives now. We're coming to this age as males, just taking care of this. I like taking care of the stuff around my place.
I love
too.
mowing my lawn. I don't
Yeah.
love mowing 2 acres.
Oh yeah, right.
No,
yeah,
I really
it
don't.
comes,
Especially because I am a frugal bastard, and I bought a $300 Craftsman ride-on mower, and not like a zero turn or anything. So it takes me a few hours to.
it's a
back on that
workout,
lawn.
I guess.
It's oh no, I'm just sitting on it the whole time. But it goes slow.
Hanging.
I'm just fortunate because I don't have to mow any lawn.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I remember mowing lawns. You got that? You seen my lawn, right? It's pretty big.
Kind of.
lawn.
Yeah.
I remember like growing
Are
up.
you calling the river a lawn? Is that?
No, he's talking about his place in Hebron.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you guys experienced this, but when I was younger and I would cut the fucking lawn, when it rained, for some reason my dad always make me cut the lawn when it rained. I don't know why. He's just
Really?
an asshole. And it would get like caught in the bagger.
did he hate you?
Conditioning.
Yeah, apparently. And so the grass would always get caught in the bagger.
Right.
And so we had like a
Oh,
pile.
jeez.
We would dump
That sucks.
the grass out in. Dude, I was there every like 10. So I'd be like cutting up here, then drive all the way back down to dump it out every 10 seconds because you get stuck in the chute.
Yeah.
So then I come back,
it's the worst, man.
up and
Oh
down,
my
up and down, up and
God.
down. It took like 3 hours to get my lawn done, and then
He's like conditioning you for
it's like any
hey,
day it was like rain. My dad's like, get that.
He's like putting you through like some like army
Yeah,
conditioning,
exactly.
put
That's
you through
exactly
like the
what it was.
worst circumstances
Yeah.
so life doesn't seem that tough.
Yep.
Mow that lawn.
Very true.
You put you out there in like hailstorms and shit.
That being said, I think like there's a lot to be said for owning a home.
It's a big responsibility, man. Good for
It's
you.
a responsibility,
It's a lot of reward,
but it's only your responsibility. At the end of the day, you don't have to go to sleep anymore being like, oh fuck, like there's a hole in the wall. What's my landlord gonna do? No, there's a hole in the wall. My dumbass did it. You know what? I'll take the fuck care of it next week.
Exactly.
You're paying. You're paying
Yeah.
about the same. I mean,
Yeah, you pay
about the same
usually
as
you're
when
paying
you would
about the
for a
same.
rent, and
You're getting equity in it.
Yeah,
I was gonna
exactly.
say the equity is huge,
Yeah.
and in Connecticut, your mortgage can be sometimes less than apartment
Yeah.
renting.
Yep.
It's the
And-
commitment that people don't want to take, which
Fuck
is where
taxes,
I'm at. So
first of
it's
all,
like
also.
yeah.
Say fuck
exactly.
taxes.
Yeah.
Property tax is a scam. Property tax is a fucking scam.
Yep.
Paying for for what you own.
Yeah, just wait until you pay off your mortgage, and then you find out you're still just renting your home
Yeah.
from the town.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of kind of,
crazy.
hidden lines in there. But I think, you're right. I think owning a home, you get the opportunity to fix it up. You get the opportunity to build your equity and your credit. You get the opportunity to see what it's like to actually have something.
Yeah, all those
of
things you think
yourself.
about when you're renting
But-
in a place that you have that you could do.
Right.
I like
But
the
you
idea
can't.
I like the idea of mobile home though. That's good.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm-
mobile
that
homes are
is
huge.
cool.
And it's so funny, the stigma against mobile homes is actually really
Oh, like
Oh,
the
no,
trailer
It's
park
actually-
trash
I wanna-
type shit?
I wanna-
it's actually
clarify.
diminishing. It's actually diminishing.
I
The-
don't want a trailer. I want an RV.
No, well, that's what I mean.
It will never stay in one place. I got to drive it around.
But that's the
Right.
stigma is people think of a
Or
mobile home and they think of the meth.
a
the
tiny
meth
home,
heads and-
like one of
No,
those
a tiny house.
converted connexes.
No, a tiny house. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are actually a very millennial
There's a thing.
concept.
There's like a movement of
Very
like
millennial.
those mini
absolute
houses.
100% utilization of available space.
There's there's this guy, a friend of mine. He lives right down the road, Steve, and everything. He lives right down the road, and he like literally has one of those mini houses. They just ship the whole house in,
Yeah.
just like on a
in,
truck.
in an old connex. Yeah.
I think the
It's
whole
like
idea of
that's
just
insane.
being nomadic. I think that whole idea of
Yeah.
being a nomad is actually kind of just becoming more accepted. It's not a trailer park home. It's just you actually want to get up and go and move, and you shouldn't feel that oh, that's a bad thing, because people
Yeah.
are constantly moving around now. People constantly
practical.
want to move.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
practical.
You gotta experience life,
It's-
man.
You have to. People want to travel more. I mean, people don't want to deal with the taxes. You don't have to deal with neighbors, man. You just get
Yeah,
up
maybe
and move.
maybe the place doesn't have a good pizza joint around it. you know?
Exactly. You just get up and move.
We
hang
got
out.
lucky here.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Really.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're just really,
what-
really selling this on me now.
What?
Everything you're saying is selling it to me.
Oh, selling on like
Processing
home
it.
ownership.
Yeah, no, just like a mobile home. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, wow,
Tiny,
this
tiny
is
houses
Oh,
are
dude,
popular,
mobile homes.
man.
I would totally be about
Yeah,
that, man.
mobile
Are you
home.
kidding
Yep,
me?
absolutely.
Just move anywhere.
Get
You
up
got
and
your
go.
home, man.
Apparently, it can be a
Move in your home.
logistical nightmare for taxes.
really.
I can
Yeah,
imagine
if you
that.
don't have an actual home address.
Right.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
track
Yeah,
it.
they
There's
always
There's an
find a way.
entire. There's an entire. Don't worry. There's an entire Facebook group about
I
it.
was gonna say, has somebody already spoken up about that?
Yeah,
As
they,
someone-
they,
if
if
you
there's
have
a will, there's a
Facebook.
way, man.
I do. Yeah.
I think the idea
IRS will get you.
of a traditional home though, and it having to just be in one place, and you're stuck in one place for the rest of your life. I like the fact that is that's not the norm anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of
without a doubt, no.
a lot of people are starting to come around to that idea of
You should buy real estate on Mars.
just real estate on Mars.
No, go on Groupon right now. They're selling it.
SpaceX is already going
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah.
SpaceX
No,
is
so
already
get on
thinking
it.
about that.
They're selling
Are they
acres.
you're actually
of,
serious
yes,
about
they're
that?
selling
Wow.
acres
Oh, that's
of
100%.
property.
That's actually real.
That's
Oh, no
actual
shit.
real
Can you,
thing. Dude, Groupon emails me about it every day, so one of these days I'm going to do it.
Can you imagine the price for it? It's got to be fucking.
No, it's not.
Imagine
it's like
just
$20
looking
an
at
acre. right
really
now.
looking,
Yeah,
just
get in on
looking
it.
in the sky and be like, I
Yeah.
own.
Get it.
I own that.
I already own 4 acres.
Dude,
on the moon.
this is gonna be the next Amazon. You buy property now, and
I
Mars
bought
is gonna
this
be the next
ironically.
planet.
Oh my
and you have
God.
a $20 home on Mars.
It's like some Star Wars
You have
shit.
a
course you
$20
did.
acre.
Yeah, no, I did. I bought this ironically. I already bought 4 acres on the moon.
Wow.
You would do that.
What do you mean? Why?
No, I said wow.
Oh.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Why?
No, that's actually
Why
cool.
not? What do you
I think that's
You're
cool.
gonna have a lot of cheese. Cheese on the moon.
Yeah. So
Cheese on the
Mars
moon.
is next. I think so.
And then once we figure out time
What do you guys
travel
think
or
about that
some
SpaceX thing?
SpaceX.
I didn't really look into it. I found
Me
it.
either.
I mean,
I personally love.
don't-
Okay, I personally love space because I think if we put as much time and effort as we do into killing each other, into all the shit that we spend,
that energy,
and
yeah.
into space travel, like
We'd
we
be
would
Gene Roddenberry Star
we
Trek
would
by
be
now.
Yeah.
we would be so far advanced, so
we're
much
too
more
busy
advanced
just
than we
killing
are.
each other. Though.
Do you want to know what's interesting though? We
We
know
like
more about
that.
outer space than we know about what's in our
The
oceans.
oceans.
Yeah, I
Yep.
fucking hate the ocean.
We know more about
Fucking
the outer
hate the
space
ocean.
than what happens to us
It
when we sleep.
creeps me the fuck
Yeah,
out,
well,
dude.
what
Fuck
Connor
the
just said,
ocean.
we know
Yeah.
we know more about our astronomy and our Milky Way. Well, I know about Milky
Our
Way, but we
galaxy
know
and
about the
everything, yeah.
galaxy.
Yeah, then the bottom of the
Then
ocean.
we know about that, but like Connor said, then we know about how we dream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We still
'Cause you can't
cannot
because
figure
there's
out
limits that are so
how
tough. So
to
like
dr-
yeah,
like,
the limit of that,
why
like
and how
living
we
under
dream.
the ocean is the physicality of it. Like to reach the bottom of the ocean, make it to actually study
The
and
pressure.
examine it.
Yeah.
It's almost physically
It
fucking
literally is
impossible.
physically impossible.
And
You'll-
since
you'll
like
explode.
since like you can't like. We were kind of talking about this. We talk about like Elon Musk's like AI theories and stuff like that in terms of like so when it comes to the brain, you can measure neurons firing and all this like the anatomy of it, but you can't like gauge something that can't be valued like a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you study that?
How
do you study
how do you employ
the
like
actual,
a control
Yeah.
control variable and
Yeah,
how
like
do you
is it certain
right.
neurons, like the certain pattern of neurons that you like? How do you study that? How do you
I have
how do you look into that?
I have a friend who I think might be interested in being on your podcast. Who
Okay.
Who would be an authority on this?
Okay. Because I don't know anything. I don't know how you would do it.
My friend Jake is a genius. He's I think 26 now. He's got his PhD.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, when I
Good for him.
met him, he was 13 and halfway through college. But
Really?
yeah. So he
Yeah, I wanna
pioneered.
talk this guy will just blow my mind.
He
just
pioneered the Department of Neural Engineering at Brown. And
That's a prestigious university.
His doctorate area was in a area of study that he got from when we were watching The Matrix at my house,
Mm-hmm.
and where they're all jacked in, and he got this idea that the brain's just a complex computer, and his doctorate program was in implantable chips that they did in people with Parkinson's.
Okay.
And they ended up being able to restore up to 96% mobility.
Wow.
Oh, so they're going to like the thought process that goes behind like just motor movements.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
really okay.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's something I can understand. I can see that because
Yeah.
it comes to like
I can see that too.
it comes to okay, like this part of the brain works this muscle. We already kind of know
Yeah.
that, like different parts of the brain,
Just
like
like-
frontal lobes and stuff. Like
But neural engineering as a
oh
field.
man, that is yeah. Imagine-
But-
but it's a step. It's one thing of neural engineering. It's another thing of like essentially like human personality, like engineering. Like imagine
Well, think about it.
engineering
It's only,
like
that's only one layer more.
I know, but like that's insane. I think
just
like
one more level
engineering
of
somebody's
skin.
consciousness, essentially.
I
right?
think it's because it's not tangible.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not tangible.
Well,
You
what if
can't-
it is? What if it's just a
That's a
bunch
big
of
what if, man. I think
That's what
that's a huge barrier.
Well,
we
what
talked
I-
about this on the last podcast.
What I
we
mean to
talked about
say
this
is
on the last
it's not that
podcast.
it's not tangible. It's just,
complex
Yeah.
electrical patterns, man.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
my dad said, like that's pretty much going to be possible because, like, I don't know. Yeah, what his
plus
theory
the
was.
speed at which a synapse happens.
It's ridiculous.
You,
man. It's, like,
it's incredibly powerful.
Just
Yeah.
because it's incomprehensible doesn't
Right.
mean that
It's not possible.
It's not impossible. It's just
true.
very, 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 very,
Hey, we probably
very,
thought.
very hard.
Yeah, we probably thought like
Landing on
Yeah,
that?
think about-
500
think
years
about,
ago, a cell phone was impossible.
I like to use this example all the time. Think about Star Trek and how they have those pads that he's got like 37 of them with different things on them.
Yeah.
And that was crazy advanced at
Yeah.
the time. But then they had transporters and shit
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But crazy advanced to them was that you could have a book on a pad.
Yep. And
But-
Now look at us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Let me
got
just,
that.
let me just
right
pick
there.
this
yeah,
up right
your,
here and just
your
kinda, like,
iPhone.
yeah.
Where's your peasant ass Rosetta Stone over there?
Why don't you? I will. You know what? This is a weapon. Okay. Not,
yeah, that's all it is. It's just a brick that you can throw at somebody.
It's
Yeah.
a brick.
Yeah. At least I
all
have
it
a
is.
Gonna see on the news.
modern
We're gonna see on the
war-
news getting thrown into a
modern
building.
warfare. Yeah.
Incomprehensible in 2007 that we would be able to access the entirety of the digital world
Yep.
on
Really
a
is.
What was the thing? Like,
Um,
what was the hip way to get music in 2007? Was it like Napster? Was that when Napster was
Napster.
around?
Yeah.
You
Like
had iPod.
LimeWire? Was it
LimeWire.
If you had
I was just
an
gonna say
iPod-
Dude,
LimeWire.
LimeWire.
LimeWire. Remember
was
those
good
days?
too.
Accidentally fucking
Downloaded
downloading the
LimeWire.
fucking the
Yeah.
wrong
Napster, oh
fucking
my God.
file.
Yep.
Do you guys have a Zune?
Zoom.
Nope, never had a Zoom.
I remember.
Sounds
oh,
familiar.
I never
I
had
remember
a Zoom.
Zunes.
It was like a
Microsoft's
Zoom was like its own-
answer to the
Talk
iPod.
about
to
a brick.
iPod.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That was a
exactly.
brick.
Yep.
A Zoom.
Yes, I
That
remember
would
it.
kill somebody.
Yeah, fuck.
It was
the
like
Zoom.
it was the.
Who
it was like the,
remembers-
Remember the big ass Macintosh?
Hit clips.
the
The
colored.
iMacs.
The,
Yeah.
the iMac, the big colored.
That was
fucking-
when Steve Jobs came back to Apple.
Yeah.
Hit clips. Remember that shit?
Yeah,
Remember
hit
those
clips,
little
they
hit
give you like a
clips?
14-minute or
Oh,
14 second,
dude,
yeah,
yes.
14
Do you remember
second
hit clips?
audio
Yeah, of
clip of
course.
like a fucking
We were just
Backstreet
doing
Boys record.
Anything and everything
Yeah.
with technology in,
Yeah.
that, in
Yeah.
that day and age. It was
Dude,
like
that was such a-
McDonald's. Power Ranger things you can plug in and it
Yeah.
plays music.
Right.
Yeah, what's the
True.
thing
Yeah,
we can do?
super
Let's
cool.
do it.
Man.
But
And
that,
that was
that was like the period of time where like
Oh, man.
where
Big turning
technology was really taking a turn.
Rampant.
Super
Here's
experimental.
the thing, man. Right? Here's my here's my perspective on like. Okay, I'm referring to social media now. Like we were talking about electronics, kind of majority. I'm kind of going to social media. I think this is going back to our whole evolution of like socialization and our evolution of socially like evolving with each other as humans. I think social media, the window of communication that we experience in a time frame of, I said this on the last podcast, of like 5 minutes being on Twitter or Facebook, you get a million different perspectives on, say, like an issue like a protest and stuff like that. And we feel all these emotions and stuff like that. We don't know how to feel and stuff like that. Back in the day, we only heard one solid perspective. We had time to absorb that perspective, internalize it, and have a rationalization towards that subject matter. Now there's so many subject matters where we don't know how to think about it, so we end up, instead of fueling just one certain perspective and one wave of communication, you have all these theories and different voices that come in, and you take that fuel and it just fragments itself. So you give, just a little bit of a perspective here, like a little bit of fuel there, a little bit of fuel here to different perspectives and stuff, but you don't really internalize it, and you don't really feel the absolute emotion that you should behind it, because we're emotional creatures, and a lot of our emotions, can fuel how we go about issues. And I feel like social media just gives you the opportunity to just fragilely voice out an opinion.
We're not given the
or a
opportunity
perspective
to emotionally
that
respond.
is not, and that's the thing with even texting too. Like, I hate texting, honestly. Texting should be only.
Tyler likes texting.
I do.
One word at a time.
You do the same damn thing.
Dude, but the thing is, it's the communication. Like, a lot of communication comes from your tone, not the content in itself. So
It does, yeah.
It's
difficult
it's intonation.
yeah,
It's difficult
you know what I mean?
to interpret. As somebody
Deciphering
who
tone.
had
Exactly.
Asperger's when I was younger, texting to me is actually more comfortable.
Okay.
But that's just because I like to think I can still draw inflection
Okay.
from
Right.
texting,
Okay.
when obviously you can't.
That's
But-
what I mean.
But we've gotten better at using punctuation specifically
Yes.
to infer.
Yeah. It's
Meaning.
Yeah.
To infer a meaning, yeah.
Right.
The
Exactly.
problem with social media is actually that your social media is something you construct. It's not a window to the world. It's a window to a world you create.
It's like you're building your own ego.
Exactly.
That other
You
people can see.
create your own
It's
echo
fucking-
chamber.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
So
You create how you want people to see. Yeah.
To circle a little bit of our prior conversation into this, especially with these protests and things that you'd be seeing on Instagram and stuff. You've created your own echo chamber. You're not giving yourself the chance to get a different perspective on things. You're just seeing everything one after another that's reinforcing what you already think.
Yep.
Absolutely.
This is why I think a lot of people are so depressed. I mean, that's a very
I think that
general
can fall into it,
thing
yeah.
to say, but I feel like a lot of people will see their friends, their family, everybody they know on like social media, and they're getting like the best facet of their life. Like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
it's a lens.
They're showing every like good part of their life, but they're not showing the negatives. So when people go onto social media and they see, oh, my friend's in fucking Cancun and I'm at work,
Yeah.
and it's like, and the next post they see or something, it's like, oh, there's them, doing something
Yeah, man.
on a boat or
it's
something.
an advertisement. It's like an advertisement.
Then you start
for
to
your
like, you
life.
start to question to yourself, like, well,
Right.
they're the same age as me. Like, why aren't I doing those things?
Right.
It's like,
Well, it's the advertisement for your life, and just think about it. Okay, so fucking like hookup or relationship applications. Yeah. Okay, so Tinder, for example, you ain't gonna put something shitty up there about yourself. It's an advertisement for yourself. You're advertising yourself to build a relationship with somebody. It's like you're not gonna put all the bad points in. Nobody sees the rough points in your life. They don't feel it through Facebook. You could put up something. I mean, some people put up, unfortunately, like that events, like maybe like a funeral or something like that. But people don't really feel your tone, like if you face to face said it or over the phone. Even it's a totally different way of absorbing that person's lens of life. You know what I mean?
Because that's
like unfiltered.
I deleted my Facebook.
yeah,
Yeah, same here, man.
like what you said. I'd so much rather talk to people in real.
It's a good, exactly. It's a
real
good way
time.
It's a good way to like keep in touch. But at the end of the day, I
Yeah,
want.
People who are important to me keep in touch with me anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
True.
For sure.
Yeah. So I don't have a Facebook.
Not
I don't have
entirely
anything,
as not a product of the digital medium, so
Yeah.
we can't discount that. But
But it is necessary, and we're gonna have to roll with it. Social media, because it's not going anywhere any fucking time soon. No, it's so we will
hold your
evolve
breath.
to it.
We're only halfway through 2020.
Oh my god, I don't even know. What was the next thing that was supposed to? I touched on. You guys know about Yellowstone, the super volcano? Do you know about that?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of science behind that. There's a lot
Yeah,
of like
tell me
people
about it.
saying
I
who
don't
are it's overdue for an eruption, which is
probably, yeah,
a
I've
scientific
read-
fallacy.
There's
Yeah.
also an asteroid apparently that was headed towards Earth, or is headed towards Earth.
It's gonna miss us,
And it's
by
going
Yeah.
to miss us,
half a
yeah.
million
Right.
miles.
Well, no,
Where'd
I
the
was-
murder hornets go? You know what I mean? Like these
Exactly,
murder, you know what I mean?
exactly.
We're waiting for. I'm banking on rogue robots for July.
Rogue robots.
Robot
Yeah.
Hornets.
If I don't
Let's
get
all,
my
let's all
if I
put a
don't get
bet
my
Robot
on what's the
hornets.
next thing for July.
if I don't get my door kicked in by a T1800 or a T800 on my birthday, then I'm gonna be just really disappointed.
When's your birthday?
July.
I'm July
18th.
July 18th.
Yep.
Cheers to that, July babies. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's middle. That's the mid game right there, man.
Oh
Once we
no,
get
we're
into
on
July-
halftime right now.
We are in halftime.
Yeah. What happened in June?
Is
so
this
far?
the halftime show?
Fucking this shit.
No. This started in May.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we're floating into. Yeah,
So
we're
what's the
floating. This
halftime
is just
show?
a ripple effect. What's next? You said.
What's the halftime show?
What's the halftime show? I don't know.
No, it's just that it's a reprieve. Just let it be.
Exactly. We need a breather for
Yeah.
Christ's sake.
That's not gonna happen. We're on a roller coaster, and it's just
You're just
we're-
saying you might as well just keep the ball rolling.
we've reached the pinnacle, I think, but right now it's just
The
like
government
descent.
literally already admitted
No, we have
that
not
aliens
reached the
exist,
pinnacle. I disagree
and we
with
didn't
that.
care.
I remember that. Yeah.
I disagree
No,
with
it
that.
went nowhere.
I
Everybody
think
was
the
just like,
pinnacle.
I don't care about that. I care about.
No, the
everything else.
dude. We're still going up. I think we're not.
The government-
The
the government
pinnacle
would-
is going to be the election. That is going to be some. That's one that I think shit is going to kind of like
That
neutralize.
was on the list, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's probably the
yeah,
only
I kinda,
part right
yeah,
now.
I didn't even think about
You're
that.
right,
But it
you're
was
right.
funny,
I
like,
totally-
the election,
yeah.
dude. People have so many different opinions. On
I,
that.
um, I think I'll say it now because I made money betting on this, despite a political difference of opinion.
Yeah.
In 2016, I made a lot of money on Donald Trump winning the presidency.
Okay.
Yep. So Vegas betting, the
Oh, nice.
presidential election is something you can do.
Nice.
You can,
I
you can
didn't
bet
know that.
anything on
Yep.
Vegas.
I didn't know you.
Yeah.
Oh, like anything.
Yeah.
The odds at the beginning for him were stupid, and it cost nothing to place some bets.
Good for you, man. So it wasn't. It was initially just because you said, "Oh, okay," just the sheer like the.
Yeah, it was.
Difference.
It was.
It wasn't
It was enough
because
of a
you-
gamble to throw a why not. 50,
Oh, okay,
50
it was a
bucks
why
at
not
it.
kind of bet.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But this year I'll call it now. I think we've got 4 more years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
agree.
yeah, for sure.
I agree.
Absolutely.
But
Yep.
past that, I think that this may be the first time we find a way to declare a dictatorship.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know your political leaning, but you don't need to say it.
No. I like to remain confusing with that because I hold a lot of dichomatic opinions on a lot of different subjects.
Oh, I'm the same one.
I
I'm the same
cannot
one.
draw myself on a party line to save my life. So
It's well,
I think it's
that's
good-
why
I think
it's
it's good to be
political
that way.
parties. I mean, you got 2 choices.
We've
You
talked
got a
about
choice between 2 parties. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
That it's polarizing.
Yeah.
It's extremely polarizing both sides. I mean, it just one team
I
or the
think
other.
that
and
I
that's
think
it.
that
And
you can
it's-
cohabitate like being. I think you can have conservative and liberal ideals. I think that those
course you
those
can.
two
Of
houses
course.
those two
But it's
houses
a matter
can
of-
cohabitate.
But I'm
yeah,
saying
so the
that's the
second you
problem.
say that, somebody will be like, "Oh, you're a libertarian."
no,
Yeah. It's
no.
But
and
when it
that's
comes
what
to
the
like
problem
being
is. It's like-
effective, when it comes to being effective, when it comes to voting, you realistically only have a choice between 2 fucking choices.
I think it's
That's
just
it.
it just
That's it. No
for
matter
me,
if you feel this way about
people have
one
taken the
certain
ethics.
element or another
People
way.
have taken the ethics and morality out of it.
Man,
The-
well,
the
it's
ideals can cohabitate. Remember what I said? Everything's multidimensional. It's not one-dimensional.
but for something
is.
to
No
change,
one's arguing that.
Well, for something to change in the government, it would, like you said, it's the next thing. It would take something for the actual government, the actual government system to change its fundamentals from, like you said, from a democracy to a dictatorship.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you see drastic change.
But I don't think it's going to be the American people. I think that we have, it's black and white. We do have clauses in our Constitution that would legally allow him to declare a scenario where a vote could be called off, where
Yeah.
it wouldn't be allowed. Like they can't vote him out because the nation's in a state of emergency, stuff like that.
Right.
And that only paves the road from there. You know, he's already
So you're
he's
saying
already
that-
done a very good job of getting the Supreme Court and the Senate under his thumb.
Well, so do you think that is going to happen, or do you think that it's a possibility?
No, I think it's a possibility.
It's like Gotcha.
I won't.
Based
I
on the
won't
circumstances
credit
being it being
him
like a state of
specifically
emergency.
with the intellectual fortitude to mastermind something like that.
I agree. But I completely get what you're saying, man. It's not just one person calling the shots right now. It's
No, and I do think you'd be dumb to think that there are not a lot of men behind the curtains.
Oh, of course.
Well, even with the
man.
protesting,
Not one guy
people,
calling the shots.
people have to remember that it's a state decision. It's made by the governors and the mayors. It's honestly,
so we have
I have
seen
to
a
say,
huge-
the president doesn't have a hand in the pot when it comes to what the states individually want to do with.
Yeah,
the
he doesn't have like a
protests.
strong. He doesn't have a strong,
that's
firm final say like
that's
a
what I think
dictatorship
people,
would.
That's what I think people are forgetting is that the president doesn't have. He doesn't have a strong say in what each individual state, how they want to approach the protesting, the
Even without the
rioting.
protests, we have
Even
seen
without the
with
protests,
the coronavirus
exact-
responses,
with the
we've seen a
coronavirus,
huge display
that's-
of states' rights.
States' rights, absolutely. The president,
yeah.
the president really cannot have his hand in the pot on that.
Yeah.
When it comes to states,
Oh, man. That's the one thing. It's like politics, man. It's I hate.
Yeah, we won't
I
get
hate
into
that.
it.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I
Poli-
think we got next.
Politics is hard to talk about because it's
Yeah.
always going to be,
Yep.
it's always going to be the dimensions that people can see. Like
I
what
love
they think about.
stirring
It's
it up
like-
at my parties.
Yeah,
because
Oh
it's just
yeah,
kind
that's
of
definitely,
fun
man.
to
Oh yeah,
watch.
definitely. Because somebody's got
Because
a certain way
just
of thinking about something.
I'll always stay dispassionate about it because at the end of the day, there's
Yep.
my mantra is that you will be far better playing the hands you're dealt than bitching about the cards you have.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
For
sure.
so the
100%.
people
That's
who,
a good analogy.
So the people who sit there and cry foul and get really upset about what's going on in the world and work themselves up and raise their blood pressure, they're always going to be more miserable than you. If you can just go to
Right.
sleep and be like, you know, it's a new day in the morning, maybe something will change.
Right. Yep. Exactly. I like that as a very good opinion.
we should end on that.
We should end on pizza.
Yeah,
Pizza. Okay, we'll talk about pizza.
we did just get a pizza.
We got a pizza.
Yeah,
Pizza
I-
is a
what
blank.
about
pizza,
Pizza
though?
is a blank canvas.
I used to terrorize Da Vinci in Hebron.
Hebron.
Yep. I used to call and I used to ask them to make me a barbecue pizza, which is a
Barbalo.
barbecue buffalo base. Barbecue buffalo base with shredded buffalo and barbecue chicken on it, pepper jack cheese over it, jalapenos and crushed pineapple.
That sounds fucking
So you're a
good.
pineapple on pizza.
You-
guy.
you like-
Pineapple
a
on
jalapeno
pizza.
man?
So yep, there it
That
is.
should
So
it
okay.
belongs
Yeah.
on pizza.
Yep.
Do we all agree on this?
You know what I agree with it. Jalapenos belong on pizza too.
Yeah.
Jalapenos definitely
Okay,
belong on
pizza is a blank canvas.
Yep.
Anything, sushi pizza, anything, like anything goes
I'm
in a pizza.
yeah.
Anything. I think you're limiting
I don't
yourself.
discriminate when it comes
Yeah.
to pizza, but if I had to choose, it'd be
I think that goes to show how amazing pizza is. That it's
Pizza's
so
so
I think
versatile.
it goes back to
Yes.
what I was saying about getting upset about things you can't change. Like, pineapple can go on pizza
Of course,
if you
of
want
course.
it to.
Yes.
But there
Yes.
would be somebody who would kick down your door and go, "You are a heathen for suggesting
it's
that
so
pineapple would go on a pizza."
it's so
Why? No one's
crazy.
making you eat it.
Yeah, no,
exactly. But think about the first person who did it, though.
I enjoy Hawaiian pizza. I definitely do.
Think about the first
So-
person who ate an oyster.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Think about
Yeah.
the first person who invented milk, like from a cow.
Right?
They actually used to sell.
They looked at the cow and they were like, "Oh, that's probably
Yeah,
pizza."
let me just squeeze that a little
They
bit.
used to
It's probably
serve. They
female.
used to serve shellfish to
female.
prisoners back in like 1700s.
And people
Just-
didn't die, and they were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. We might want to actually use this in our diet.
Yeah. So what I usually we're ending on, and we can
All
just
right.
have a few questions. So these
And
either
not a few
or questions. This is Answer the Internet from Barstool. Okay, we'll end on this.
I already choose Rhino.
Is this a shameless
I
plug?
choose Rhino.
Do they sponsor you?
Wait,
I
choose
wish.
Rhino.
is Connor?
We've
is
talked
Connor
about it
on
like
my
100
side?
times.
Is Connor on my side?
I'm on Brennan's side.
Why don't you at
Rhino.
Barstool Sports
Well,
see if they'll give you a?
Okay, no, hold on. Wait a
wait.
second. Before we start
No,
with
no,
the
no.
cards. Before we start with the cards.
Wait, no, you're right.
This is
Short gladiator.
This is the question that was.
I'd rather face a short gladiator.
Yes. Okay, so here's the
rather
thing,
face
right?
it
This
right
was
now.
such a controversial
Fuck you.
topic for me and my sister and like some
No,
friends. Like,
no, we're
through-
not talking about this one.
Let me just hear his opinion, and we're not going to go into it. We'll just get his answer, and then we'll move on. Okay?
Okay.
That's it. What would you rather fight and go up against, a short gladiator or a rhino?
See, all I've heard is him yelling "short gladiator" in my fucking ear for the past minute and a half.
No, it's got you thinking.
No, so
I'm not gonna. Nothing else is gonna be said after your answer. We're gonna
And we're
move.
moving on.
We're gonna move on. from it.
Okay, all right. I'll take a rhinoceros.
You'd rather fight a rhino?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. No,
So-
wait. Now we have to talk about this. We have to talk
No,
about
we do
this.
not.
No,
No,
we
we're not
have
I
to
talk
said
talk
about
rhino
about
too.
this.
No,
I said rhino.
Dude, we
Dude,
can't.
give me
We
bones
can't,
on
dude.
that.
We
got
can't.
to.
I'm
No.
dead serious.
I
We
said-
can't.
No, we
cannot.
can't.
No, we cannot.
Connor, no, I'm ending
Dude,
it
I'm
because
telling you. No.
we.
You guys are very serious
No,
about
no,
this.
no, no, no.
Madison's
We went into this and it
serious
just doesn't
about
go
this.
anywhere. We
No,
had
trust
all.
me.
No, we gotta move
Tyler,
on.
we got into like a
We're moving
really
on.
heated argument.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Yeah,
So
We'll talk about-
we have pizza to finish. We
but
can
you're
start.
on my side,
Exactly.
so
We'll talk
that's
about
all
another
I'm
time.
at.
So we're doing 5 of these, okay?
All right.
First one,
Very
okay?
serious, very serious topic. Way more serious than the race riots. Rhino or gladiators.
Yes.
Yes. Way
Much more serious.
Jesus Christ. All right, would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for your life? For me, pause. I ain't gonna
No,
rewind shit.
rewind.
Rewind.
Always.
I'd rather have a rewind button.
But I feel like I wouldn't be the same person if I had
Brandon, you know how
rewind.
many times I like to rewatch funny shit on a movie or like something like
It's gonna be pause from me.
rewind.
I agree
I'm with
with
Connor.
pause. It's
Rewind.
gonna be
Look
pause.
at-
for
you
me.
were you
Can we at
became
least talk
the
about this one? We
You
can talk about this
became
one, right?
okay, but you became the person you are because you couldn't rewind and you learned from what you couldn't
Yeah,
rewind
but say you
from.
have a really
Know
good
what I mean?
experience.
Yep.
Say if you had a really good experience. For
Say
me
you could
personally,
rewind infinitely. You're never
Yeah, but
gonna move forward.
what are you gonna? So you basically you'd be a third party. Like you, if you rewound, you just watch yourself doing something.
I like rewatching. I'm very
So then take a
nostalgic.
fucking video of it.
Dude, I'm very nostalgic. I would like
If you
to just
if you had the
relive-
ability to
re-
rewind and rewind.
Hold
and
on, can I
rewind,
ask you
never-
this? If you rewind, are you also feeling those things? That like say I rewind to 2 years ago,
No.
where I'm.
You're no,
or are
'cause
you
then you
watch-
wouldn't know you
Are you
rewound.
watching yourself from like the outside? Like what's
You're pretty
the,
much
what's
just
the
watching
s-
yourself because if you didn't, because if you chose to rewound, because then you'd feel the same.
So-
no,
so what's
I
the
don't
thing
think
with
that's
the-
possible.
So what's the reasoning for
You know?
picking pause?
Why
then?
would you pick pause? As I was gonna say, why would you pick pause? Give us a good reason for that.
Because you pause in a moment. If I could pause right now, I could think of something
but-
like really fucking deep to say when I unpaused it, and it would blow all your minds.
That's
Isn't that kind of the same philosophy as like, oh, that's not going to be who you are if you rewind.
Yeah, you guys
know?
are
It's
you
like-
guys are proving
No,
a
right?
point.
because you
That's-
can't go backwards. You can only stop right there.
Yeah.
You can't
Okay.
undo the things you've already done.
But what,
right.
But that's not what makes you
Right.
who you are. Sometimes, what do you want to think about every fucking response you're gonna say?
Well, it's, yeah.
Yeah, you're using my own
no,
argument.
I don't like to think about.
No, that's what
everything
I'm
that I-
saying. Is like you want.
But you
to
could go
just,
back
like-
in time and fix those. You know those. I'm just.
Anyway, moving on.
I didn't want to
All right,
fix
next-
everything.
next
though.
one.
All right, next question.
All right, sounds good.
Agree to disagree.
All right.
Connor and I agree.
Okay.
How
I
many
agree.
grown men would it take to kill a grizzly bear with their bare hands? That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Depends how big they are.
How
a
ballsy
grizzly
are
bear
they?
is fucking huge, dude. Grizzly bear is 10 feet tall, over 10 feet tall, right?
10 feet tall.
Yep. Dad would confirm that.
Dad would definitely
Our dad
confirm that.
has a fascination with that.
He loves
What's their training?
confirming.
What's their training? Let's say okay. So you got let's say
How many guys would it take to take down a grizzly bear? I'd say probably.
let's say like they got like WWE training.
What? No. Let's just say average guys,
Yeah, average.
dude.
Okay, average guy. Okay,
Like,
average guy.
You like say you three.
How many? Okay.
So not in Roundhouse where he rips the
bare
guy's throat out.
hands, dude. I would say like maybe I would
I'd say maybe like 8,
average guys. I would say like
That was good.
10 to 15.
10 to 15. I'd say like 8.
Because the average guy, I mean, it depends. If they're from America, they're just big in general. So like maybe they just got like fucking
say
3
8.
of them just pounded up. Dude,
Eight's a good number.
grizzly bears go up to like 1,000 pounds, right? Around that, 800,000 pounds.
I feel like 8 you would still get fucked.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
I
That's
feel
what
like
I'm
8 you would
saying.
just
That's
get
what I'm giving.
fucked still,
I'm
like-
giving a buffer zone from 10 to
All right,
15.
Because
I
once
can
you get
see-
that, once he's
Yeah.
get those first few people, like,
Yeah.
you know, the average person's gonna be like, okay.
A grizzly bear is
That dude just got
how long is
fucked
this
up.
rug? Is I don't even know. Like,
You're
so-
right.
And you
I'm just
can't fit
thinking
8
of-
people on it. Like, I mean, it's gonna be
You're
hard to
right.
get 8 people on it.
Yeah.
So if you have 8 people,
Yeah.
realistically, probably like 4 or 5 of them are gonna be attacking the grizzly bear. The other people are gonna be kind of like
So
here because they can't.
My
get
answer
in,
is
and it's
1.
like-
your answer is one.
One?
Yeah.
So what? What's
think
your
one person-
What is
It
your?
only takes one person with enough perseverance to stab both its eyes out, and it's going to die eventually.
Okay.
From
That's
there
true.
anyway.
That's
true.
true. That's true.
Okay, it depends how you go
Yeah,
on it.
That's
okay.
true.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the person.
But like step. But
Revenant?
This says bare
Revenant?
hands though.
Bare hands. All right.
Yeah.
Then rip its eyeballs out.
Okay, that's true.
Okay,
That
if
is
you
true.
can- if
It
you
all
can-
comes to willpower.
Grizzly bears can't
Yeah.
reach behind their back, so
Right.
get on its back and
Right.
rip its eyeballs out.
Right.
if you can get
I'm
there,
think-
though,
well,
that's
but I'm
what
saying,
we're
I'm just
saying.
thinking of common citizen. I
Seems
think
easier
like,
said than done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
well, I'm thinking of common citizen. If the common person were to
Right.
put themselves in, I don't think they would.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know? But
I
that
mean,
is take out
I see
out
Tyler's
visual.
point. I do
Yeah,
see
I do.
Tyler's
I do
point.
see his points,
But
yeah.
you have to get there first.
For me,
You're
Yeah.
already in an
Yeah.
arena with a grizzly bear.
If I were to bet, safe bet 10-15.
How much
for me.
there do you have
Yeah.
to get?
All right. If you were to win a game
back
show
of
to
it.
stay alive, which game show would you choose?
Game show.
Which game show? I would pick. I would pick Family Feud because our family, especially with Dad's knowledge, Family Feud.
That is a good one.
Or you know what? That's actually Family Feud is actually not knowledge. It's more of like cleverness, like witty cleverness.
Yeah, wait, I'd say.
So-
I'd say.
American Gladiator. Because if it was life or death, I could definitely do it.
Gladiator.
I could definitely do it if it was life or death.
A
I
3-foot
think
gladiator.
everybody could.
Short gladiator.
Game shows.
Fuck.
What's that? What's that? Wheel? Is it? No, not Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, I'd say like Dog Eat Dog if you guys know what that is. I don't. Do you know what
Maybe-
Dog Eat Dog is?
maybe Dog Eat
It's like one of
Dog.
those physicality kind of things.
maybe
like, it's
Dog
like-
Eat Dog.
MTV's The Challenge.
Kind of. I haven't seen that, but it kind of sounds like it would relate to it. What about you, Connor? Do you know a lot of game shows? Who Wants to Be a
Not really.
Millionaire?
I don't really watch.
No?
The thing is, like, I wouldn't want a game show to prove myself. Like,
Okay.
if this is my life, I'm gonna like fight for it.
Right,
Like,
right.
Oh,
You
hey,
have a
like, I
choice.
lost a fucking wheel spin. Now I'm
Right.
dead. Like,
It's like
I'm
you'd
not
rather play
gonna
poker
choose that.
instead of
Yeah, I would
slots.
rather choose something that I can control.
I would pick dog eat dog.
Something like that.
If people know about that, I'd be very surprised out there. Okay. All right. Jesus. All right, I'm just going to ask it. If you could fuck anyone you wanted, but they'd die immediately after, who would you pick?
What?
What? I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
What? What not like Donald Trump's wife?
Why didn't you just skip the middleman and say Donald Trump?
I was gonna wait.
I was actually-
I was gonna
gonna-
say who's gonna say Donald Trump so we can
Let's see. Hold on.
take care of business.
I don't know. That's a tough question.
All right, I can skip it then.
But
All
they
right,
would
skip
die
that.
immediately.
All right.
That's the catch.
Ridiculous.
That's what makes it fun.
All right, if you could pick one country to run, what would it be?
It's gonna be North Korea from me.
Jeez.
I'd say like
That's a good
Finland.
answer, actually.
Finland.
I'd run Finland.
Finns are very antisocial people. Do you know that?
Yeah, that's why I'd run
Very
it.
extremely antisocial.
That's what I'd say. They have one of the best education systems in the world, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah, they do.
that's why I'd run
They
it.
do. Oh, without a doubt.
And they take care of their
For me, I would
people.
say
I'd say Finland. Fuck it. I don't know. Or Norway.
I'd say like Denmark.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Denmark
a,
or like
a Scandinavian.
Australia.
Still
Yeah,
North Korea.
Like a Scandinavian
Okay.
country.
What about you, Connor?
What about you, Connor?
I was sorry, I was thinking about it.
What comes to your head right away?
No one said America, which is
I
concerning.
I wouldn't want to. I would not want to.
You wouldn't want the
This is the
shit
last one I'm gonna
show.
ask.
Hell no.
This is
Not now.
This is the last one I'm gonna ask.
Maybe Canada. Canada would.
I was
be
thinking
fun.
Canada.
Canada would be fun. to
Canada was
run.
my first thought, and then I'm
Canada.
like, I
Free
saw
healthcare.
that. I saw this. Yeah,
Shit,
that
healthcare.
goes
Why?
into-
You're running the country. You can do whatever you want.
That's very true. That's a good point.
In that theory, why don't
I
I
had
just
this-
run anywhere?
I had this funny thing on Canada. It's like Canadians, like based on what's going on right now in terms of everything. Canada, some guys like Canadian citizens probably feel like they live in an apartment above a meth lab.
I saw that. I saw
You
that.
saw
yeah.
that? Okay, all right, cool.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I totally agree. Took me a lot to get that out.
That's-
Good thing.
yeah, I'd
okay,
say-
this is the last one. This is a good one. Okay, really good. If there were stats available for every aspect of your life, what one stat would you want to see? That's such a good one.
Say again.
If there were stats available, like you could see for your life, like what stat would you want to see? Like how many beers have I ever drank in my life? How many pizzas have I eaten? Or I don't know, anything. How many people you fucked?
That's a good one. Oh my god.
That is a really good
That's
one.
a really good
Right?
That's
one.
actually a good one.
Oh man.
I gotta think about this. Jesus Christ.
I want to see how many sarcastic responses I've given to serious questions.
That's
Yes.
a good. That's a good one.
Oh,
That's a good
you've
one.
got okay. That's
how many-
a good one, man.
How many? I'm trying to think.
That was like serious, but it was like
Yeah,
I couldn't.
That was it.
I'm very bad at sarcasm.
You're welcome.
Jesus Christ. All right, I don't want to think
I
about
don't
this.
know.
I don't want to think about this like too much.
I know,
you're
right?
I'm thinking
going
about it
way
way
too
too
far
much.
into this now.
Um,
Spit something out.
Okay. I want to see.
Dude, do something like how many times have I shaved my balls?
I don't know how much money I spend just in general, like
Money.
everything.
At Willy Brew.
Yeah, a lot at Willy Brew, definitely.
Shout
the
out
Willy
to
Brew
Willy Brew.
nachos and fucking.
Yeah. Dave Wollner, we miss you.
I'd want to say like maybe.
Say
I don't
it.
know. I can't. I don't even. I can't. I don't
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna say how
That's
many. How much fucking bread I've eaten? I don't know. I've eaten shit. I mean,
What are you, a fucking bird?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I eat a shitload of bread, man. I eat a shitload of bread. So. Oh no, I got one. I got one.
Go.
How many times I've complicated death amongst assholes in fucking grocery stores who don't know how courtesy and with
I
fucking
was-
their grocery carriers.
I was actually gonna. I was.
I've had trouble seeing.
or like
the
not death, but like
sibling,
arguments.
No,
like
no.
arguments.
I'd want to
Relation?
see. I was gonna say. I was.
Up until
I would
this
want to
moment.
see like a stat in my head of how many times I've wanted to contemplate killing someone. Like,
Oh, that's true.
not,
Like,
not,
trigger.
like,
Right.
seriously,
That's
but,
right,
like, just
right.
someone's
Just been
like,
so frustrated.
been in my fucking way or something.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I'd want to see that stat of,
Yes,
like,
I would. Yeah, how many see how many times? What'd you say before? What'd you
Yes,
say?
I've had trouble seeing the sibling relation up until this moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
You finally
The amount
made
of
that
times I get
connection.
like
I've always seen that.
87 texts from
like
Shelby
you.
about how she wants to kill some random person for doing some random thing.
Oh man, dude.
yeah,
we
me
get-
and Brendan
yeah,
are pretty bad.
That's a family thing.
I'd want to see how
That's
many
a
times
family
I've,
thing.
like, wanted to
That
just
is a-
rip someone's head
we-
off.
Connor,
that
did
is-
we get an answer from you?
Oh, I said money. How much money I spent?
Oh, all right.
I wanna see how much money
That
I
is
spent.
certainly
An Acres thing.
yeah, that's passed from generation to
Awesome.
generation.
But you also do go through
It
some
took you.
weird
It took
stuff.
you a little over 2 hours to finally find that connection.
I know,
Yeah,
really.
no,
you
I-
found it
I-
though. That's a short time, I think. That's a short time, or maybe a long time. Depends. But
Depends. All right.
hey, we're about to wrap it up, guys. This has been the 860 show, guys. Hope everybody has a good night, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Tyler, for coming on. Thank you, Shelby.
for having us.
Guys have been awesome. This has been a great show. Okay.
It's been good.
Okay. Yo, guys, have a good night. Okay. Cheers.